So, good morning, Mahima. Deep, good morning. So, those who have joined, if you have any doubts, issues, concerns from the previous class, you can ask. You can recall the topics that we have discussed. Okay, by the time your friends joins, let's we have a small recap of the previous topic. Like even before emotional intelligence, we discussed about attitude. Let's we have a small recap of this attitude, and then we'll go ahead with this topic. So, those who are here, try to recall the definition of attitude. And think of what is positive attitude. Think of what is negative attitude. Recall the political attitude. And when you come across this word, moral attitude, what is coming to your mind? Think of bureaucratic attitude and then democratic attitude. Note that this attitude is created from the combination of three components. One is like cognitive component, affective component, and behavioral component. Behavioral component. So, Gayatri, Shali, good morning and welcome to you all and all others who have joined. So, we are just trying to recall some of the terms related to this attitude. And in exam also, of course, you can create a flowcharts, diagrams. Suppose if you're writing attitude, you know that these three together forms attitude, and you can see the arrow mark actually. So, attitude, cognitive, behavioral, all are going together and then creating something called as an attitude. So, positive attitude, it has four qualities associated with that. Recall the four qualities associated with the positive attitude. See, can you recall those points? And also observe how many of these qualities you are able to observe in your life. How far you are closer, far away from these qualities in your real life. Because beyond these studies, most of the times what happens in our school education, we study a plus b whole square, whole cube, Newton's laws, and laws of thermodynamics, and so many things. Normally we don't apply this or follow this in our real life, actually, those things. But whatever we study in ethics, they are relevant to our real life. So under positive attitude, we discussed that there are four qualities. The first one is optimism. Second one is acceptance. And third one, can you recall? Yes, Himanshu. Resilience. So by the time I just other people who are participating, I want you to think about what is this optimism and what is the definition of it. And in my life, have I ever experienced this optimism? Or do I am most of the times optimistic or pessimistic? Acceptance. So in my life, what are the things which are not in our control? Whenever I worry, do I'm worrying about the things which are not in my control? Like for example, as an individual, if you worry, why my mom is like that, my father is like this, my brother is like this, sisters is like this, brothers are, boss is like this. They're all the factors which are not in your control. They are the way that they like it, they feel comfortable. So if I'm worrying about the things which are not in my control, what is the benefit of this? Resilience. What was the last time where I faced some setbacks or failures or difficulties? How much time I have taken to come to the normal state? Do have the resilience. Think of gratitude. Think of the people whom you are grateful for in your life. If you want to choose the one person for whom you are really grateful for, who is that person? So Aishwarya says she is absent for 2 days. So no issues, Aishwarya. Continue with today's class, but make sure that in the weekend you have Saturday and Sunday. Go through the recordings and cover it so that you will get a complete meaning of that. And after going through the video, if you have any doubt, definitely on Monday you can ask that. So to make sure you are participating, tell me that one person whom you are gratitude for and why. Those who are here, tell me that one person in your life you have to show gratitude, that you appreciate their contribution in their life, and why, in one sentence if possible to write it. So Shali feels that this person is grateful for parents because the parents have taken care of this person. So Chitturi Sai Krishna is grateful for his God for giving every opportunity. So what opportunities that he has given Sai Krishna, and parents for showing the love. Okay. Yes, 2 more minutes. Those who have actually, you can express, for whom your gratitude for, or in the process, if you can recall any doubts from the previous session, either from the attitude or about the topic of emotional intelligence that we have discussed, you can tell. So Akula is gratitude for his or her parents. Aishwarya. my parents for giving me the best life with all the facilities. So even when they have provided everything, but still you have hunger for studying, and that's great. Normally, when we have everything that is required for us, generally, not always, we see that people have a less hunger. But to wake up in the morning 6 o'clock, attend the classes every day, make sure that you follow, that requires hunger. Okay, so most of you are actually gratitude for parents. That is super. For mother giving birth, parents. So Jesus gave me the life, parents, siblings, and every opportunity, and the studies, and everything happened because of him. And more importantly, he saved me. That's why I have a gratitude for him. So Gayatri has gratitude for parents and the friends. Okay, friends. So let's be back to our discussion. Thank you for your participation. So, hi, hello, namaste. Welcome to you all for the class of Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude. We have started our discussion with the topic called emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. We have understood that emotions are there, intelligence are there, and the beautiful combination of these emotions and intelligence, that is application of these emotions in the right time, in the right way to achieve the desired result, is can be emotional intelligence. Once again, the word emotional intelligence or the concept of emotional intelligence we can use to be make ourselves happy, to make others happy. At the same time, we can use our emotional intelligence to manipulate others, to cheat others. All this is also possible. As a civil service servant with ethics in the mind, actually you have to use your emotional intelligence for both your welfare and for the welfare of other people, for your own happiness and to make other people around you happy. So it is an ability of a person to understand one's own emotions and emotions of other people and responding to a situation appropriately. And if we want to acquire this emotional intelligence, there are four areas that we need to focus on. The first one is known as self awareness. So yesterday we started our discussion with self-awareness, and we understood that as an individual, the first thing is I need to know about myself. Knowing myself is actually about knowing what are my emotions, my values, attitudes, strengths, weaknesses, likes, dislikes, the purpose of my life, the past version of me, the present version of me, the possible future of version of me, who am I originally, and how I want to express myself to the society. Knowing everything about me is actually very, important. And when you know ourselves actually well, we can take better decisions in our life, including whom I should associate with, whom I should dissociate it, whom I have to make partner actually, or with whom I can be a good person actually, and what is the job I have to choose. I can make myself better. I can understand my weaknesses and I can improve on that. I can understand my strengths and I can see or I can plan where and how to use it actually. So there are so many benefits are there. In the process of knowing self-awareness, we discuss the concept of upavasa. Here it's a upavasa is a process of self-introspection. We understood the concept of Johari window. Under the Johari window, we have understood something called as the open self, blind self, hidden self, and unknown self. We have also discussed how to deal with these four different self. By mistake, as anybody has tried, on this process actually in your real life about the self-awareness? If not, please consider this topic seriously. During the weekend, if you thought that actually I'll do it in the later, you might forget. Try to watch few more videos that is available in YouTube. Do more research with the help of internet and try to know exactly what is self-awareness, and try to know about yourself. Who are you as an individual? If other people don't know about you, that's okay. But if you don't know about you, that's a serious question. That's not so appropriate. So rethink about it. And we have discussed it. And then we have started our discussion with self management. So we will be continuing with the self management. And then we will also understand what is social awareness and what is relationship management. and in overall what is the application of this emotional intelligence we will discuss. So we are continuing with the self management. Before I go into this, any doubts, issues or concerns from the previous classes you can ask. New topic have started. So we are discussing emotional intelligence that we have started yesterday, and today we are continuing. I earlier tried, but they all led to the meditation or the mindfulness. Okay. So many people actually in generally in the internet, internet sometimes they may try to complicate also. So yes, meditation, mindfulness, they are all good, but it's a just simple process of knowing more about you. Okay, friends. If you recall, we have discussed the self management. What is this? Now I have understood in the first step who am I? That is self awareness. And then you have to decide now you are in this stage what you want to become in the life. Whether you want to become a Karudpati, whether you want to become a successful businessman, or a great civil servant, or a doctor, lawyer, or something. You should have a goals in your life. And according to that, you have to manage yourself. There are some changes you need to bring in yourself so that you will become a suitable candidate for the success that you want to achieve or for the field that you want to enter into. And in order to do that, you have to improve yourself, and that process is known as self management. And what is self management is different to the different field. If you want to become a Karudapati, then what is a self management may be different. If you want to start a business and become reach the top positions in the field that you have chosen, like in the business, for that you need a different self management. For a good student and for a doctor, lawyer, teacher, all the self managements are different. But this self management we are discussing for civil service aspirant. And those who want to become the civil servants, they should have a self control. Because why do you need to focus on self control? Because there are many external and internal factors that try to deviate you from the path of ethics. There are people who are always want you to change or impact on you to so that they will get benefits. For that, they're ready to offer you anything means anything, and resisting those temptations are not at all easy. And that's why you should have a self control. And to have the self control, it is not suddenly it will happen one day I'll sleep and tomorrow I'll have a self control. No, you have to keep working on, like maybe take, like what is self control. Your body and mind is in your control. You decided that next 3 hours I do not use mobile phone. Even if our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls, I do not do this. I'll keep it silent and keep it aside and focus on that. If you decide, you should be able to do that. I, like for example, decided to study 3 hours without mobile. I started 10 minutes, and what actually this, whether this girl has messaged me or not, this boy has called me or not. So you are thinking about that, then you are not able to control your mind. One day you decided to do for fasting that from sunrise till the sunset I drink only water and no food, and you should be able to do that. I'll wake up tomorrow morning 4 o'clock, and you should be able to do, like when you think like that, you should be able to do that. So just that you have to make sure that your body and the mind is in your control. If you are in a teenage and early 20s, definitely it is not easy. Especially if somebody is in the age group of 15 to 25, having the self control is not easy. But you have to do that. You have to practice it actually possible. And whenever, even in the real life, when you are studying what is a solution for poverty and to achieve the women empowerment, to deal with Naxalism, terrorism, there are some already standard answers are there, standard solutions are there. You think actually come up with some new idea, discuss with other people. Why can't we try this? There may be so many limitations. So search more about it actually. And in fact, with the devices or the options like chat gpt, if you have innovative idea, discuss with it, and it will give you some dimension that you may never thought about it. Discuss with other human beings, and try to, whatever the field that you are working in, try to become the better version of yourself. Suppose even if you are cooking, it is a work that anyhow you are doing it. How can I cook better way compared to that the like previous cooking? If I'm teaching, can I teach better way compared to my previous batch? If I'm reading, can I improve my reading methodology compared to the previous? So anything that you do now, actually you should try to become the better version of yourself in that. That is called constant drive to meet excellence. Whenever we have taken a decision or done something, we can analyze it, and we later So when we know that we are going to do something wrong, 99% you should not do it. But something that we have already done it actually, and when we know that it's a mistake, we should admit the mistake. Many times we try to defend ourselves. Array, I am a poor person, that's why I did it. I, or everybody else will do it actually. That is why there is nothing wrong. No, when you do the mistake, you admit the mistake to yourself at least. If you do not want to share it with others, learn from that mistake. So why I did that mistake, in what situations I do the mistake actually. Now, how to prevent this happening in the future? Make sure that if you're doing a job, and even getting hard work, I'm getting tired or something, make sure that you enjoy the job that you are doing, you enjoy the studies that you are doing. The very process itself should be emotionally rewarding. Now make sure that you have a balance in the work life and personal life. Now at present, if you are not going to the office, that is a balance in the your personal life and as well as actually your study. So study is also a part of your preparation. As we discussed yesterday, make sure that you are giving a sufficient time to me time. So you have a sufficient time, sufficient me time. So that is the time that you like to do what you love to do, watching movies, watching documentaries, playing cricket, kabaddi, chess, or anything that actually. So then you have a study time. As we say, if you are a civil service aspirant, if you are not doing any other job, minimum 8 hours you are expected to study, because anybody who is going to office also, most of them, they work 8 hours per day. They have to do it. And if you are a student, it is not an exception. You are still actually minimum 8 hours of time you are doing. And you are make sure that you have a sufficient time for your family. And what is the sufficient? It depends, but you are thinking about them, you have a care for them, you have a concern for them. Within your limitation, you are trying to make them happy. You have a responsibility because they are making you happy, and you also have a responsibility to make them happy. And then think of the social society. So you have to give some time to the society also. So beyond your family, study and everything, maybe even understanding the society, meeting the people who belong to the different culture, understanding about the different cultures, going to the places that you never went, see and observe why they are people like that actually, and see whether you can contribute to them actually for their welfare in any way, by sharing your knowledge, by sharing, giving your time, or giving other resources that you have, and you can make their life better. So once you decided to achieve the task, make sure that you are self-motivated to perform and accomplish. You should not expect that other people should force you. If you're less than 18-year-old, okay, it is natural. Actually, we may not have a self-motivation. But if you are actually 18 plus and you have taken a task that is of your choice, like preparing for this examination, and still you are expecting that your parents and teachers to push you every day. So please attend the classes, write the mock test, ask the questions in the class. Make sure that before you go to the next class, you have gone through the previous session. Before you buy the next month Yojana magazine, at least you have gone through the previous Yojana magazine at least once. If you are buying newspaper every day, before you buy the today, tomorrow's newspaper, make sure that at least you spend 20 minutes on today's newspaper. Suppose if I do not have even 20 minutes to read newspaper, then what is the logic of buying the newspaper? So just many people collect the newspaper and say this is important articles actually and keep it. Yojana, all the collection. Somebody said, okay, Lakshmikant is good for polity. Buy. Another person said that another X book is good, Y book is good, Z book is good. Buy all the books actually and correct. Most of the aspirants have mini library in them. And just by collecting the materials, we cannot become the collectors. Okay, so like make sure that you are for motivated to perform and accomplish the task. Any doubts again here before we go out? Go ahead. You mean self-management is different based on the profession of individual? Yes, Chituri, it is correct. Self-management is entirely different. The based on what you want to achieve with your goal. You want to climb Mount Everest, then your self-management is different. That's why here we are discussing for the civil service aspirants only. Self-awareness is applicable to all the human being. And remember, so self-management onwards, we are focusing for the civil service aspirants. Emotionally rewarding in term of happiness. So Shalu, when I say emotionally rewarding, when I do the job, the process of doing the job itself should give me more energy. should give me more happiness. That is called emotionally rewarding. If I'm doing some job and after doing the like some days it may happen, but every time after doing the job or completed, I feel irritated, frustrated. Abba, like I next day I don't want to go to office, but I have to pay EMI or I need salary. That's why I'll go. That is opposite of this. I enjoy my family time. At the same time, I enjoy doing my work also. I feel more energetic after completing my task. I get more happiness to start my job actually. That is called emotionally rewarding. Can you give the moral of Milgram experiment? I actually watched it, but the video person did not explain the moral properly. Okay. Yes, Simanshu. So yesterday I've talked about actually are some people I have advised to watch this something called as Milgram experiment. By mistake, anybody has watched other than Himanshu? If you have watched, what did you understand from this? Okay, yes, many people have watched it. Super. And what did you understand from the Milgram experiment? If work life exceeds my personal life and it may create some hurdles or the problems in the family time. So, how to tackle? So, I will answer that. Okay. So, marshmallow experiment, you have seen Akula. Okay. See, again, both are different. Correct. As you rightly said, we have talked about both this experiment. Marshmallow experiment. So here marshmallow is the name of the sweet from which the name marshmallow experiment has come. It is to test the self-control and it is a test of your delayed gratification, your ability to delay the fulfillment of desire or delay the urge to fulfillment the desire. Urge to fulfill for the fulfillment of desire. So it is a test of delayed gratification. While the Milgram experiment is named after a scientist known as Stanley Milgram, who has done this experiment. Okay, what is this Milgram experiment? So listen to this, Himanshu and others. So first, we have observed that actually in the case of Hitler, he has so many followers. He has ordered a group of people that you go and attack and kill the people who are belong to a Jewish community. And he created this feeling that because of them only our Germany is not growing, and because of them only we lost in the First World War. And if we want to grow and progress, we should eliminate the people belong to this community. He said it. But the common people who are actually attacking on the Jewish another community, they may not have any personal enmity with them. Do they really felt that these people are threat to our country? Or just because somebody has ordered, they just went and killed blindly? Or is it happened only in Germany? Or it can happen in any other places? They want to know how people are willing to obey the orders of other people. That is why this experiment was conducted. What they've done, they've invited the common people of America. If this experiment was done in the USA, so the common people who are working as doctors, teachers, lawyers, and everything, and they told that they are conducting experiment. We are conducting experiment. What is this experiment is for? To improve the memory power. Now, what is this aspirants will do? The participants of this experiment, they are supposed to sit here, like supposed to sit here and ask some questions actually. So there is a one screen is there, and they will tell the authorities will tell these participants that on the other side of this screen there is a student. There are students are there. Here, as an aspirant, they will tell you are supposed to ask the question, and it will have a multiple choice questions, and that other person will give the answer option A, B, C, D. If the answer is good, you appreciate. Yes, Mahesh, you are doing well. But if the answer is wrong, we have given electricity or some power connection actually, and you have the control. You should give electric shock to them. For every wrong answer, the intensity of the shock that person will get increases. So that is an experiment with memory power, and we'll tell you in this process if something harm happened to the per student actually, you no need to face the legal consequences. It is we have taken appropriate permission and consent from them, but you have to participate. There are people who started asking the question. There are some right question, appreciate, and when they said the wrong answer, we'll put that. And you, if you have seen the video actually, and they will give the electricity connection. They increase the volt, and that person will get actually, sir, please don't do this, sir. Actually, I'm feeling pain, that this and everything. The other person, the sound will appear. You can't see that person, but you can see that actually, sir, please don't give the shock. Then these people will tell actually authorities, sir, this person is crying, I don't want to do this. The authorities will, you don't worry. And these people who are participated, they will get money, like 1 hour $4, like that they will get the money, and they have to do this. Though initially their conscience felt that how can we give a shock to the person, we do not sure whether this will really improve the memory power or not, and even whether that person want to improve the memory power or not. Even though, so how can we give? So it is against our conscience. But when the authority told that you are no need to face the legal consequences and it is right, you can proceed. It is observed that the close to two-thirds of the participants, or the 66% of the people who participated in the experiment, they are ready to give electric shock to the person, though it is against their conscience. What it shows that it is obedience means actually following the higher authority's order. Blind obedience means, or I know that I may be wrong that I'm doing, or I'm not sure whether it is really right what I'm doing. But as long as the higher authority, the person who is in a powerful position, they say people are ready to do this. So it shows that many common people blindly obey the higher authority. That means if you are in IAS, IPS position, if you ask a common person, go and throw a big stone on that person and kill, I will take care of the law of the land. Many people may ready to do that without questioning you. When you ask them to do something, people are willing to do, even though it is against their conscience, or they don't know whether it is good or bad, still they do it. That is what the common people are. They are trying to do that. Because in generally what happens when we started growing up as a tribal communities and we try to understand the world, everything, we don't know what is right and wrong. Everybody are not capable of taking the decision, and that's why there is a group of person, there is a person group of people used to live together so that they can protect from the other animals and other tribal groups and everything. So we started living in a groups. Because everybody cannot take on their own decision, they have created a person who is called as a tribal head, whether male or female. That person takes the decision and everybody must follow. For any small violation from the group, they had to face a lot of punishment. That's how they were able to create stable society. Though we are born some 20, 25 years before, our genes that we are carrying from thousands of years. So we are programmed to follow somebody without questioning. And especially when you come from a poor or middle class person, whoever authorities are top position, they say we have to follow, because the moment we say, we may face negative consequences. But you as a civil service aspirant should have a obedience, that you should follow the orders, but you should not have a blind obedience. Whenever you are following the order actually from the higher authorities or anybody, make sure that it is legal, make sure that it is ethical. If you are in a top position, do not misuse the blind obedience of subordinates. And if you are a subordinate, don't follow everything that your higher authorities say, and make sure that it is whatever you are following, it is according to the law and you are doing right, and only then you should follow the orders. It is advisable to follow the orders in that case in 99% of the cases. And this is the summary of the Milgram experiment. Were the 66% were wrong actually? Yes, they are wrong in that case. That means to show that this experiment shows that many common people follow the orders of higher authority without even questioning, or actually not thinking about what is right and wrong, or even when they know that it is against their conscience, they still do that because they consider that their higher authority know much better, and that's why we have to follow that. Why must we there? Everyone must ask. So, yeah, even when we're questioning that, we should know why actually, and then we need to find. Does these 66% are done it for incentives or just blindly followed? It may not have done for the incentives from that experiment. They believed that actually whatever we are doing is actually right as it is ordered by higher authority. That experiment says that when common people are told to do something, That is what, even though they don't like to do it, even they are not sure of it, when it is given by higher authority, they think that this person in authority are much better, or they have a much knowledge than us, and that's why they blindly follow. Because they're telling, we died like as an aspirant, I don't face any legal consequences. He is telling you to give a shock, and I'm giving the shock, and I will get money whatever I want to do it actually. So I just do whatever the instruction given by them. Sir, video audio not come, sir. So which one, like what about others actually? Okay, now it is okay. I think now it is clear. So Anshu, so please check with your audio video connection. It is clear from here. Yes. Okay, friends, let's we go ahead. Observe this slide and see is it making any sense to you. Okay. So we are discussing about the self management. So it is a part of emotional intelligence. So if you want to become a civil servant, as a part of your self management, these are undesirable qualities. That means you should not have these qualities. If any of you are having these qualities as of now, you should try to overcome this. These can become your weaknesses. This can become your weaknesses if you have these qualities. What are they? First, actually, the first thing that I am not ready to face criticism. Whenever I do something, I do the right decision, I take the right decision. Even when I do the right decision, if anybody criticizes me, I get irritated. If I'm this kind of person, that is a weakness to me. Because remember, no matter how good or the best decision you take, common people will criticize, especially in the age of social media where anonymity is there. Actually, anybody can say any comment actually, and that's why many people are ready to criticize. Any YouTuber can tell almost anything, they can make a video and troll actually, because anonymity maximum, they say what happens, my YouTube will get blocked actually, that's all. Okay, my Facebook account will be blocked, or YouTube account or any account may be blocked actually, I'll open another account. So the people will criticize. So if I'm not ready to accept criticism, or at least listen to criticism, it is not necessary that I should accept, but let them criticize. And whatever they criticize, if it is logic, actually common sense, I will change if required. Otherwise, I continue to do whatever I consider right. So that is weakness. Second weakness is this selfishness. If I'm a person, whenever I take a decision, I always first question comes to me is how this decision will benefit me. I just concerned about myself or self-centered actually, then that is a weakness. Greedy, where I consider that everything in the world is belongs to me, by hook or crook I should get it. In the process of getting the resources, even if other person faces problem harm, I don't worry about it actually, but I just want to get whatever I want to get it. That's called greedy. Unable to handle the pressure, I want to remain calm and cool actually. If the politician is telling something, the other bureaucrats are telling something, media is telling something, NGO is expecting something, common people are understand not understanding, I'm getting irritated. That is a weakness. There'll be so much of pressure outside. Yes, the politician expect you to do something, NGOs wants you to do something, common people do not cooperate, media is criticizing, all this will be there. All of this may also create a pressure in you. It is like, imagine you are traveling in a boat and there is a water around you. Water create a pressure on the boat. In fact, the water outside the boat is good actually. It will help you to sail through it properly. But you should make sure that the water which is outside the boat is not entering inside the boat. Problem will happen only if the water enter inside the boat. There may be so much of pressure, criticism around you, but you should know what you should take it to inside. That is should be in your control. Always complaining. Where I want everything to be perfect. When I come to the office, I see that subordinates are not working well. These girls are not coming to the office at the regular time. I told you to complete the reports. It was not done. I told actually common people to be ready for this actually, but they are not ready. Politician to we have send a request to send the funds are not coming. Somebody has done the work, but the problem is not correct. You are just complaining everything. You are finding 100 reasons that is going wrong every day. Yes, the minor things are there, complaints are there, but you should not just find the complaint or the problem. Rather, you focus on the solution. They are not coming punctually or at the right time. What to do? Don't keep complaining. Actually, find the solutions. So prejudice, as we said, actually here in this context, just coming to a conclusion without aware of the relevant facts. We say, by looking at your face, I can tell what kind of person I am. If that is an example for prejudice, by looking at a person, actually, if I can tell what kind of person's character, that is not a greatness, it is a foolishness. Here in this prejudice, I have an opinion about everything. Like, all Tamil Nadu people are, all Tamilians are like this, Malayalis are like this, Keralites are like this, North Indians are like this, South Indians are like this. Women are like this, men are like this, actually. So these are all the prejudices. Actually, the moment you see their name, caste, religion, you are developing your opinion about them. That is all wrong. These are all the weaknesses, undesirable qualities. If you have any of this, you should overcome them. It is in your control. Now, there are some qualities that you should have it. Anshu, please check your device, because if it is an issue, others also would have commented. Please check your internet connection, Anshu. And now, desired qualities. There are some qualities that you are expected to have. What is that first one? Trustworthy. Many common people have a trust on this public administration, and as a civil servant, it is very important that I will have the desired qualities and I will maintain the trust of them. I will deserve the trust. I will be careful before I give the promises, and once I give the promises, I do fulfill it. Being optimistic. When we work as a civil servant, there are many problems will come. And in fact, we should be surprised if there are no problems, because problems may come. And in spite of that, I should achieve the goal by identifying the opportunities that is available. Make sure that you have a proper discipline. You have a target to achieve. You are working in this department, and you will, like in a district, you identify the problem like open defecation, and you see that these are the targets you make. In next 1 year, this is what I want to do. In 6 months, I want to do this. In 3 months, so you have the proper planning and you execute it. You have made a plan for 1 year, but in 3 months only you are transferred. You don't worry, you will go. And in the next department, you plan in such a way that you will achieve the task. But in the middle, you may be transferred. That's okay. Be disciplined. At the same time, with the common people and with your subordinate, you should be friendly also. So you should maintain that exact line actually, where you are friendly as well as disciplined. Suppose if I'm a subordinate, how I should feel about the boss? My boss is so good person actually. If I have any doubt actually, I feel that he or she is the first person I can talk to. Whenever I need clarity, I'm very happy to talk to that person. At the same time, I have to complete my task, otherwise actually things will not go well. I have a great respect for your discipline. At the same time, I feel very comfortable to share my problems because of your friendliness. And that you're the kind of person you should be. And you should be creative. Try to you be creative and encourage the creativity among the other people. Encourage them to come up with new ideas. If anybody is doing good, appreciate them. So there are some employees in your organization, they just work, but they may not come and showcase that they are really working. But it is your responsibility to identify them who are working and appreciate them actually. That that motivates them to further work. Or you are a district magistrate, you saw that a 10th class student in some remote village has done something good. Make some time and visit one day to that actually. And in front of all the other students, appreciate this person. Okay, Vivek, yes, you have done a good work or something. That changes the life of this person called Vivek. It also motivates many other people to do the good work. So these are the desired qualities you should have, and these are the undesirable qualities that you should not have as a part of self-management. Go through this slide and make sure that you have understood this. One student has this question: Sir, is trustworthy toward the law of the land, as we are supposed to listen to the superior blindly? As we are not supposed to listen to the superior blindly. Here, when we talk about trustworthy, we are talking about the trustworthy of common people, first thing. Many common people have a trust on the public administration that sometimes politician may be correct, but these IAS people who have studied a lot, actually, they work for the welfare of us. So I should deserve the trust. At the same time, when I say trustworthy, if I'm a higher authority, my subordinate should be trustworthy. All the legal orders that I'm giving, actually, he should follow. He should loyal to the organization, loyal to the higher authorities, actually, loyal to the common people. So I have to deserve the trust of higher authority. When I violated his order, which is unethical, that is not actually violating the trust. I am clearly giving the message to my superior: Sir, superior officer, you give me any legal order, I'm ready to follow that. But if it is illegal or unethical, I don't do this. So that is, so you have to be trustworthy towards people, towards organization, towards your senior. Why boat drink due to water outside, due to the water inside? What is, Madhu? What is your question? Why boat don't drink due to water outside, due to inside water? Okay, so please rephrase that question. Sir, in undesirable qualities, first point, please give example. The first point, please give. So, not ready to face criticism. What is that actually? It means, as a civil servant, even though you have taken the best possible decision, sometimes politician may criticize. ఏంటమ్మా ఏం పని చేసావు నువ్వు? Yes, madam, what did you do this? Is this what expected from you? So he is criticizing. You are trying to do something good, but common people may be motivated with some their own agenda or their inability to understand. They may criticize and they tell down, down, this IAS officer, down, down. They may do the protest against you also. And if I'm not ready to face criticism, when somebody is criticizing, I get affected. Array, I have done so much of good work, but people are not understanding. I will resign and go or something. That is a weakness. I'm worried too much that why people are not understanding my good work. That is a weakness. It is, you should know that I do good work, but it is not necessary that everybody understands it. Every politician understands our work. And whenever they ask, I will give explanation. In spite of that, they are not happy. It's okay. Let them be. That is called the first point. Why don't sink in the when there is a water, but actually not water? Actually, that is scientifically, if you want to know, you should study the science actually. So but in what we are trying to explain is, actually, when you know that when you are in the boat, the water is outside and you are inside the boat, actually the boat has a less density compared to the outside water, so that is why it will float on the water. But when the water started inside, entering inside the boat, because the weight of the boat increases, it will sink down. In the same way, there may be so much of pressure, criticism and everything around you. That is not a problem, but you should know what you should take it inside, what you should not take it inside, actually, and be a peaceful and calm person even in a tough situation. That is what we are discussing. For example, if we sanctioned a project, some people should be replaced from that place, then they will criticize. If we sanction a project, some people should be replaced from that place, and then they will criticize. Yes, Mamata, you're right. Many times, and also, if you remember one Abraham Lincoln's quote that we have discussed, can you recall anything about that? Just recall in your mind. What is that Abraham Lincoln quotes? It says that the most of the policy decisions that we take is not completely right, completely wrong. And it may be beneficial to many people, but there may be some people actually who may be negatively affected. And those who are negatively affected, they will definitely criticize you. There may be some corrupt official who are doing wrong, and you may take strict action, they will criticize you. Even when you do good, people will criticize you, and you should be ready to face it. If you do not, that's a weakness. Okay. Observe this slide for a few seconds. Mehjabin, welcome. But why are you joining late? Why there is a delay of 50 minutes? If you're Okay, to answer. Okay, internet issues only, not the sleep issues. We'll assume that actually. If it is internet actually issues, it is happening every side. Check with your internet connection. Make sure that you have, because again you have paid so much of money. It is online classes actually. Suppose you miss 15 minutes, and definitely we can't explain that every 15 minutes so many questions would have come actually, and we have answered everything. Okay, no problem. Next time make sure that it's well. Okay, friends. Now coming back to our discussion, we have understood what is self-awareness and what are the things I need to improve as for to become a civil servant under the self-management. And now we are coming with the social awareness. What is the social awareness? We live in our family, we live with our family members. Here I need to understand the family bonding. What does it mean? Their father, mother, brother, sister, husband, wife, siblings, that we are living with them. We should spend some time to understand, well, like for example, what makes my mother happy, what is the issue that she is getting irritated, how, if I want to make her happy, what are the options I have, resources I have, how to make her happy. We should always think that actually with respect to our brother, sister, husband, wife, father, mother, anybody who are around us actually, you should waiting for an opportunity to make them happy. You should use the resources that you have actually to make their members happy. If everybody thinks the same way, see, they are contributing to the happiness of other people. So within your limitation of time, money, and other resources, you should try actually take some initiatives. For example, I may say, I don't like to celebrate my birthday. What is great in my birthday? I just born. It was not even my decision. My parents made a choice, and I born. There is no greatness. I don't want to celebrate my birthday. Suppose, for example, if I'm but like my sister likes to actually likes her birthday celebration a lot, then as a brother I can make sure that her birthday is celebrated well within my limitation. Or my mother likes actually her birthday or her anniversary or something, we can do that. So we have to make every attempt to make our family members happy. But remember, there is something called as actually core factors with us and the peripheral issues. In the process of making our family members happy, we should not violate our core. Like for example, if I say I don't like to marry, but my mother actually wants me to marry to somebody and live happily, that's why I married. I don't like to do this job, but my father wants me to do this job only, I'm doing. That is very, very wrong. The two important is it, like what job you do, whether you marry or not, whom you marry, that should be your core issues. That should you have to do it. So suppose I am marrying somebody that I don't like just because of my mother, I'm doing injustice to myself. I'm also doing injustice to my partner. If I'm doing some job that I don't like and just because of my father, once again I'm doing injustice to myself and also the people who are receiving the service. Okay. So understand family bonding, make them happy within your limitation without violating your core values. Organizational goals. In any organization, like suppose I'm working in this organization, I should know the broader goals and objectives that organization is having, what they want to achieve in next 5 years, 10 years or something. Then what is my role in the organization? What are my limitations in the organization? How I can contribute for my organization to achieve their goals? Once you become a civil servant, you should know what is the goals of India, what India want to achieve in the next 5 years, 10 years. What is my role as an IAS, IPS, IRS officer? How can I help my India to achieve the goals that I want to achieve? So knowing that, that is a social awareness. And we live in a society, society, like for example, when you go to a new district, you suppose you are in Karnataka, you may get cadre in UP and you go to a new district, you should know what is the people, their mindset, general mindset, what are the different culture they celebrate, the festivals they celebrate, what are the values they are having, all this. And if you want to understand the people, whether your family or the organization members or the society, you should have empathy. And we discussed what is empathy. It is an ability to understand others from their perspective. I should not decide what is good for my sister by myself. I should talk to her. I should understand my sister from her perspective and then try to help her. And those people who are empathetic, they are better listeners, non-judgmental, and they are also compassionate. They listen a lot. When you are listening to others, you are not only focusing on the words, but also the silence between the words, the tone of the voice, the body language, facial expression. They say something much different what the word is conveying. So you try to understand them. You don't judge them. It's like it's good people, bad people, or something. You try to respect them for whatever they are. And when you feel that they are actually in need, if possible, within your limitation, you try to help them. So that with this, actually, you will have empathy, and with empathy, you will understand the society. These are the simple word, but if the question demands, you can finally elaborate the more about empathy and what is how to do this social awareness and everything. Are we clear about social awareness? You have to participate with S or the thumb impression. Only then we'll go ahead. Or any doubt that you have. Here, when we say social norms, we are just referring to understanding the society, the values of the society, traditions of the society, culture of the society, in generally what is considered to be appropriate or not appropriate by the society. That is considered as a norms in this context. What in simple, whatever is normal, whatever is appropriate. So after the social awareness, we are going to that relationship management. Sir, whenever we are writing the answer related to it, do we need to quote example in every point? See, in every point, do we need to quote example? Not necessary. But do you know the example for every sentence? It is advisable that you know. You know it, actually understand, and you will answer it based on the question that is asked actually. So for every point, no need to answer actually. No need to write the answer. It depends on the question. Overall question, you can have 2 to 3 examples. Social norms may not be rational. Yes, it may not be rational. But you will understand, no, why this tradition is there, why women are not allowed to enter into the Shabrimala temple, why Jallikattu is celebrated, why Kambala is celebrated. Your understanding, suppose you go to this coastal Karnataka and Kambala festival is celebrated, you will try to understand that, because when you understand, you know how to communicate with them, you respect them, and our life is not necessarily always being rational actually. Sir, please explain third point. So, what is third point? Empathy. If you remember, and if you attended our classes, we as a part of civil service values, we discussed empathy. And if you, what is empathy? It is my ability to understand other people from their side of the story. And if I want to understand their story, side of the story, first I should listen to them properly, what they are trying to tell. I do not judge them and put them under the bracket that she is good, she is good, he is bad, actually, or she is narrow minded, that person is broad minded. Don't put it under any bracket. And when you feel that they are in the weaker section, and if you can help them, you are ready to help them. That is called compassion. And this is based on the civil service values that we have discussed in the previous class. Observe this slide for a few seconds. When we will discuss moral thinkers and philosopher, Akula, it is discussed long back in our previous modules. Sir, you mean a civil servant, even a common person also should have family bonding without violating his core values. Every common man, every civil, it is applicable to all the people. Chituri Sai Krishna. So it is common. If you are a human being, you should have a family bonding without violating the core values. You should make your family members happy. అకుల. సో వాటెవర్ మనం ఏదైతే డిస్కస్ చేసామో, ఈ మహాత్మా గాంధీజీ తలిస్మాను, మ్యాక్స్ వెబర్ బ్యూరోక్రసీ మోడల్, సెయింట్ థామస్ ఆక్వినాస్, అవన్నీ కూడా థింకర్స్ అండ్ ఫిలాసఫర్ గురించే డిస్కస్ చేసాం. ఓకేనా? ఓకే ఫ్రెండ్స్, సి లిసన్ టు దిస్. Now once you understand the social awareness, when come to the relationship management, if you remember, one topic that we have discussed earlier is actually ethical relationship between the what is ethics in the private and public relation we have discussed. If you can recall some points, that is appropriate relationship between the husband and wife, parents and children, friends, and in the public life, all these are actually about the relationship management only. We discussed one topic that is known as ethics in private and public relationship. Ethics in private and the public relationship, if you remember. And all these are actually related to the relationship management only. All those points are relevant here also. First thing, if I want to maintain an appropriate relationship in my personal life, when I say personal or the private life, where the love and emotions are important with family and the friends. At the same time, so when we are in a public life where there is a higher authority and the like superior subordinate, doctor, patient, lawyer, client, actually civil servant and the citizen, with all this, if I want to maintain a good relationship, first I should have a communication skill. Whatever I am trying to tell or telling want to tell, the listener should understand properly, and what listener is telling, I should get clarity. Many times conflicts will come because of the because lack of communication skill. We say something but they may understand in a different way. So make sure that you have a better communication skill. You should make sure that you are happy, and then spread the joy to the other people. You have a responsibility to make yourself happy. If I cannot be happy and I cannot make other people happy, so it is my responsibility to be happy and spread the joy. Suppose we have some difficulties, challenges that we are undergoing in the life. There are some, like, people whom you consider, yes, I can share with this person, he or she can guide me. You have to share with them. It is not a problem. But suppose if I'm a person who share my problem with everybody I come across, suppose I met really friend, they ask actually, yes man, how is your life going? అరే ఏం లైఫ్ ఏంటో రా బాబు, యాక్చువల్లీ ఎందుకన్నా బ్రతికున్నానా అనిపిస్తుంది. వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ లైఫ్, యాక్చువల్లీ ఐ డోంట్ నో, ఐ హావ్ దట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్, దిస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్. Okay, you met another, you met actually your father, you share your problem, mother your problem, friends, everybody you are sharing always the problem. Then when you suppose if I'm sharing a problem with everybody that I come across, if I'm walking and that person think, a headache is coming, we should be far away from this person. No. As a part of relationship management, you have a responsibility to be happy. If you are not happy, see how to make yourself happy. Understand self-awareness and then spread your happiness to the other people. Make sure that people, whoever is coming around you, you are bringing happiness to them within your limitation. Like a sandalwood tree, whoever touches it will get the good fragrance. Initiate and manage positive changes. Well, how come, for example, you have joined a, you recently entered into a new department and there are many employees are there. You start celebrating their birthdays. Whenever somebody's birthday is there, actually every day 4 o'clock, whoever is birthday will come and share some feelings, share some fruits and vegetables. Not necessary we cut cake. If you want to cut the cake, that's fine actually, but you can celebrate other ways actually. Okay, on the occasion of this person's birthday, this weekend we are going to government school and celebrating them. You sponsor food to them and actually you enjoy good, spend a good time with them. Go to an orphanage, go to an old age home and try anyway, or planting the trees in the name of birthdays, donating some money to the poor people, or playing some games anyway. So initiate it and manage it, continue to be there, continue as long as you are in that position. Be a role model to others, inspire and guide others. We as a human beings, there are so many conflicts will come, issues will come, fights will come in the personal life as well as actually in the professional life. Sometimes people do the mistake, have a forgiveness. So resolve the conflicts positively. If there is any conflict, don't try to drag it as much as possible and make the complicated. I can say, see Tazin, whatever you did is not appropriate, like just to, if there is a conflict, somehow, I was not expecting this from you. Then like Tazin will tell her side of story actually, or his side of story, like what went wrong and everything. And if we really know that that person has done a mistake, okay, so sorry, I did not, I misunderstood. If there is a misunderstanding from me, or I did not like this, actually, this is the reason it is not appropriate, and forgive that person. So try to end the fights as early as possible. And very, very important, do not advise, command, control, criticize others unnecessarily. As a part of teacher, we give you so many guidelines because that is my duty. Otherwise, in personal life, and it is my not duty to advise, we should no need to do that. Every time I want to give advice to them, command them, control them, criticize them, I should think twice. Is it really necessary to do that? Why should I do that? Why should I do that? So is it necessary to do that? And the other person have a right to be the way they are. Why should I take the command? Don't go there. Why should I command? Ask only if it is necessary, do it. Yes. Observe this slide. Sir, can you please refer the books for moral thinkers? There is no specific books that you have to refer only for moral thinker for examination purpose. And you can refer it, like if Dear Subbarao sir book is there with you, you can go through that. If you have DK Balaji book that I suggested, you can read that. Otherwise, there is one where YouTube channel called School of Life. And but the School of Life is for all the people, general audience actually. You should go through the School of Life and select only those philosophies which are relevant to the civil service aspirant, which you feel appropriate as a civil service aspirant. Select them and read them. Sir, what if someone gives unasked advice and criticizes you always? Let them give, no. Like suppose, for example, one person is just giving me advice actually. Okay, thank you for your advice. I may not follow it actually. They may give the advice. Okay, I will say thank you to them. If they criticize, let them criticize actually. It will not have any impact on me because I have a clarity. I can also tell actually sometimes, yes, my dear boss, thank you for your opinion, but I know what I have to do. Whenever it is needed, you will be the first person I will ask actually. Then you can guide me. For now, thank for your opinion, but I don't need your advice for now. You can tell it directly if required. అకుల గారు, ఇప్పుడు నేను అదే చెప్పాను మీకు. సో, ఈ పర్టిక్యులర్ బుక్స్‌ని మీరు చదవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. 'స్కూల్ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్' అనే ఒక యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ఉంది. దాన్ని మీరు చూడొచ్చు. So third point, please give more examples. So third point, initiate and manage the positive changes. So again, like in your home, actually, you can again celebrate the birthdays or something, anniversaries. You can celebrate, and in the office environment that you are there, suppose there was no practice of actually appreciating the best employees. You start when you go to your department. See from here. We will be selecting one person as the best employee of the month based on their work performance and their interaction with the students, and these are the criteria. And where here from and like whoever is a P1 or attender till the manager level, everybody is eligible. And whoever actually get this association, they will call their family members, appreciate them, and these are the small gifts that is given to them. Or we'll all collect the money and give one small gift to the best employee of the month. So that is one positive changes. In this way, you say, see what is the best thing that you can do so that you are happy and the people around you are happy. Make that. Even in the personal family life, Shweta, if somebody criticizing actually our advice they are giving, no problem. You just listen. If they're every time criticizing, you tell, brother, I know what I have to do. Don't unnecessarily criticize me. Even if I'm wrong according to you, I'm okay to face the consequences. But still, I thank you for your care and concern towards me. That's why you are criticizing. I may understand. But still, whenever I need suggestion, I'll ask. So you can tell your brother like that if your brother is doing that. For example, they will say like the choose other life option besides UPSC. Again, if you fail attempt, they will actually tell like, I know you will never pass. Yeah, people say everything. If somebody is clear, suppose you have cleared the examination, they'll say, see, I know I told you that you are very suitable for UPSC, that's why you cleared. If you don't clear, they may say, I already told you that you cannot clear this examination. Like that. Or they have a point for everything. So okay, thank you, madam, for your opinion. Auntie, thank you for actually already knowing that I do not clear, but I have a confidence. I still want to try. Even though I'm very sure that if you are sure that I don't clear, still I will try actually. But still, auntie, thank you for your time, for giving your time on me to analyze whether I will clear or not. You can thank them still. Sir, in private relationship like relatives who have no work other than criticizing every time, what to do then and how to deal? Same, Shweta. That's what I tell. Auntie, thank you for your time and effort in thinking about my life actually. But in spite of your actually that you feel that I don't clear, I want to explore and experience the process of preparation itself. Even I may not clear, that is still fine, auntie. But so that's how you can respond. Dad mostly are less directive, criticizing in every small things, but moms are like guiding all the time. That do not do that. Don't let that happen, etc. I think this class should actually be for mummy. Okay, each mummy and dad is different. There's a general perception of dads and mums based on the points that you have seen. Okay, fifth point, some want to know. One, two, three, four, five. So resolve the conflicts positively. That means in our personal life with our brother, sister, or in the professional life, we get some conflicts, issues, problems, fights. Like your sister has done something wrong to you. You have told you some secret to your sister that she will, and told that do not share with anybody, especially to our mom. But what your sister has done, she went and told her mom and also dad, then you develop the enmity towards it. Don't drag this actually. You tell your sister, see, I told you next day, in secretly, assuming that you do not share, but it's very bad you have done. But let that incident go away from your mind. But next time when you want to share secret, be careful. That's all. That is the resolving the conflicts positively. Sir, I have attempted in 2026. Already I have attended all the lecture and prepare the notes. Now what I can do, enjoy and focus on your exams. Actually, if you are still graduate, revise everything, start practicing the previous year questions, and these are general question also. Please ask first 10 minutes or in the last 10 minutes. Sir, my family told me this year I clear exam or I get marriage. Many families will say, see, daughter, you have to clear or the marriage. For a boy, you have to clear our garage, so we'll open a garage for you. At least 10th class they used to say. So if you do not clear 10th class, for a girl marriage, for a boy's garage. So they say that they will let them tell opinion. If you are at 21, if you are economically independent, and you will tell your parents, thank you for your advice, my dear parents, respected parents, but I don't want to marry. I want to continue this preparation, and convince them. Okay, let's we continue our journey. Okay, so this is about the four components of emotional intelligence. A small observation, you can see that. Is cooking skill important for everyone? Yes, everybody who eat food, they can learn the cooking. If somebody is not eating, then they no need to learn actually. In generally, cooking skill is important for everyone who eats the food. Sometimes there may not be anybody, we may not to prepare. So it's okay to learn one of the important skill. In fact, I also know basics of cooking. So observe this slide. Good, Mamata. Okay. So self-awareness. So knowing our emotions. Self-management, managing our own emotions and motivating ourselves. Social awareness. So recognizing and understanding the others' emotions. Manage the relationship and others' emotions. Same way, whatever we have discussed. If you have a sentence that can explain social awareness in better ways than this, please use that. Same way for relationship management also. In one sentence, you are using it. So this you can convert into a flowchart or diagram based on the demand of the question. So these are the four components of emotional intelligence. Hope it is very clear to you. It is not just important for examination, but it's also important for your real life. And observe this. Now, can somebody tell me the difference between argument and discussion? Sir, previous slide, please. Okay, 1 second, I'll go. Please take the photo of this, Shali. When we say observe only, you can take the photo and just observe that, suppose. Okay, if somebody wants to write it, write it. But only 30 more seconds time. Done? Shali and Chituri. Okay, please observe this slide. So I want you to tell the difference between the argument and the discussion. So where Himanshu says, in discussion we are ready to accept others' view, but in arguments we are not ready to listen another person's opinion. Yes, you are right, Himanshu. Discussion is to know the truth, but argument is for winning against the other person in a particular matter. Super. In discussion, we understand others' view, but in argument, we say that only I am right. Yes, Mahajabin, you are right. So, though you joined late, you are participating, you have started participating, that's good. Argument where only one party is involved, discussion is two parties coming to an argument. Correct. Argument is when both people don't agree with each other and don't listening, while discussion involves pure chance to talk and so wait and listen. Super. So, or one way, just to add actually to the one more definition, for all the definition that you are telling is correct actually, and just to add one more definition, argument is to find out who is right. Argument is to find out who is right. Discussion is to find out what is right. One more addition to your viewpoints actually. So discussion is to find out what is right, while argument is to find out who is right. For example, I say that freebies are wrong. I have this opinion, and Gayatri believes that freebies are very good. Now we are arguing. Suppose then what happens? I just saying that what are the benefits of freebies, and I fixed in my mind that this is only benefits actually. Or okay, I'm saying that freebies are bad. No, so I'm saying that all the negative things I'm telling, even though Gayatri trying to tell positive things, I'm not even ready to listen. I'm not even thinking that she has a point to make actually. That's argument. In discussion, what happens? We both want clarity about the freebies. It is so what is right, that is we want to know. We need to know the reality of freebies. In argument, I want to prove that freebies are bad, or she want to prove that freebies are good, something like that. So here I will tell the, if I want to consider that they are bad, I will tell the negative things. Gayatri will tell positive. We listen both the side. We both want to reach this end actually, that what is exactly the real nature of freebies. So discussion. But the people with lower emotional intelligence, they argue, see, I told this happened, this is only correct, so they say that I am only correct. So that's an argument. And because these people with low A, they know that I don't have to learn anything from you, they don't even listen. Only I am already clear actually what is right and wrong. I know they have fixed. But in actually people with AI, they know the limitation of their knowledge. They're ready to listen to the other people. They always, the people with low AI always blame other for everything that wrong happened. I told you not to do this, but you did this. I don't wanted to do this, but you only wanted me to do this. So there may be a problem from everybody. Our mistake and other mistake we need to analyze and correct it. And emotional outburst for small things, actually they will start crying, actually shouting on others and everything. See, for small issues, if you get triggered and started shouting, crying, that this everything, your subordinates take this as an advantage. They intentionally create some situation where you get actually irritated and make cry loud voice and everything, and they enjoy that experience. So make sure that you are do not have these qualities. If you have, overcome this. If you are not listening, try to listen others. If you are having too much of emotional outburst, make sure in those situations you calm down. How, we will discuss in the future slides. Do not blame others for always, and have it give priority to the discussion instead of the argument. Focus on this slide. Go through this slide and see, is it making any sense to you? See, have you understood everything? Or just go through this. Even if you do not understand, it's completely fine. Done? Okay. Listen to this now. Then you will understand. Then I'll take the doubts. Okay. Listen to this very important and simple slide. So, what are the benefits of higher emotional intelligence, both for our personal life and the professional life, even for a private employee or if you are a government employee? These are the benefits. First thing, anger, we know that it is just one letter less than the danger. Anger is just one letter less than the danger. That means if you do not know how to handle, sorry, it is so danger. Sorry. If you add D to one anger, it will become danger. This will become danger when we don't know how to handle it. Gautama Buddha says in one of his thoughts, actually, our opinions, anger, imagine, it is like a hot coal that we are keeping in the hand, hot coal that we are keeping in the hand with the intention of throwing on others. Understand this. In the intention of throwing on others. It may harm them or may not harm them. But before it harms others, it harms ourselves. Imagine the hot coal I'm keeping in the hand so that I'll throw on you. But again, you may escape, but it will burn my hand first. That means that when we have an anger, revenge, irritation, hatredness towards other people, we are remain occupied with their thoughts. Now, suppose I want to come to class, but I'm worried about how to take a revenge on that person. Suppose I may not be able to take classes well and everything. Just example, actually. So that affects my career. Then you give a very wrong feedback, actually, that affects my career. So I'm not able to focus on studies or something because we remain occupied with that negativity. It will affect us negatively. But the people with emotional intelligence, they know how to handle the anger well. They know how to deal with the anger. How? Again, we will see that sometime. But generally, they know. Again, we'll focus our anger. Like one simple way is actually, we should focus our anger on the problem, not on the person, actually. If somebody is irritated, triggered, and everything, actually, so you focus on the problem, why that is happening. Like, suppose if I'm a father and I saw that my 10-year-old son is taking money from my pocket without informing me, I should not get anger or irritated about my son. Being a my son, how can you do that? But focus on the problem. First of all, why my son needed 100 rupees? If he needed 100 rupees, actually, why he didn't ask me or my wife, actually? And if so, what is the solution? So we'll talk to them. If you need money, ask us. We will only give you. So focus on the problem, not on the person. If one of your employee every day coming late, you are getting irritated and scolding and getting angry, and no, talk to call him actually or her, actually, see madam, this is what the protocol, may know why actually you are coming and what is the solution that you are having, what are the action that you take. So focus on the problem, not just on the person. And having emotional intelligence, what is the meaning of having emotional intelligence? It means empathy. We are able to understand the other people from their perspective, and we are happy and spread the joy to the other people. We are happy and actually spread joy to the other people. Our intention is only to be happy and spread joy to the other people. We are understanding the other people from their perspective. So definitely we'll take a better decision. Many times, why can't we take better decision? Because we are thinking only from our perspective. But here you have empathy. Sometimes we have a wrong intention to create a problem. No. But here our intention is that we have to be happy and spread the joy. And we are having self-control. Having emotional intelligence means having self-control. And because of all this, you take a better decision. People with emotional intelligence, they know that there is only thing that is certain in your life. Or the people with AI, they know that only thing that is certain in our life is uncertainty. Only thing actually that do not change is actually everything changes, including everything changes. There is nothing constant, actually. Everything is uncertain, so our life may do not go the way that we want to. So they're ready to face the uncertainty. So that's how they deal with. If there is anything unexpected happen, they know how to deal with it. That's called dealing with uncertainties. The people with AI, they know that past is already over. It is not in our control. The future may not happen the way I think, actually, but I still plan for the future, learn from the past, and enjoy the present. Because only present is the reality. If I want to do anything in my life, I can do only in the present, actually. I may or may not do it in the future. I might not have done in the past. So learn from the past, plan for the future, and enjoy the present. And these people actually with emotional intelligence, once again, they have a forgiveness. they have empathy, they respect others, and these are all the qualities which actually improves the relationship both in the personal life as well as the professional life. They have empathy. The people with AI actually they have empathy, so that they will understand the employees. They know the strength and weakness of employees. What are the likes and dislikes of the employees? They will try to understand them. And they allocate the jobs according to that. So they allocate a job in such a way that the person would like to enjoy the job. And what task we should give it to whom. They are aware of it. So that we'll get the best work out of them. So that organization will also develop. They know that setbacks and defeats are common both in actually personal life and the professional life. The moment we face that, actually they know how to bounce back from those setbacks and defeats. Many of these lifestyle diseases, like actually cardiovascular diseases like BP, sugar, and many other cardio heart related problems, mind related problems, are actually come because we are not able to manage our emotions in a proper way. Every time I'm feeling sad, irritated, frustrated, getting angry, irritated, jealousy, all this not causing problem to the other people, it is causing our actually, and it increases the chances of lifestyle diseases. But if we have a person with emotional intelligence, we are calm, happy, and spreading the joy to the other people, have a least expectation from other people. All of this will help us to decrease the chances of lifestyle disease. We cannot say lifestyle diseases will not come, but it will decrease us. Now have a relook into this slide and see that you have understood. So I should, last point says that lifestyle diseases. There are many diseases normally which has come because of our lifestyle. For example, sedentary lifestyle. From morning to evening, actually we are sitting only, not at all walking. Actually, sitting in a or standing for actually 8 hours, and we eat very late in the night. Or actually, we may sometimes skip the breakfast. Do not eat proper nutritious food. These are all the leads to some diseases, and these are the factors which will contribute to BP, sugar, and other diseases. These are called as lifestyle diseases. And some other factor along with this sedentary lifestyle, that is not being active in the work life, is actually always, and jealousy, hatredness, irritated. Even those all releases bad hormones and contributes to this disease. But if you are a person with AI, you are calm, cool, actually, you are happy and spread happiness to the other people. Because of all that, you are not allowing the wrong hormones to release. So happy hormones will releases, and they will make you happy and decreases the chances of lifestyle diseases. Sir, I have a case with the relationship management. If a boy are in relationship, and the boy is celebrity and the girl is from a business family, girl has conducted something like a program for the poor kids and invited boy's parents as a guest for that. After knowing that it was a program for the poor kids, boy's parents insulted the girl by rejecting to attend the program as a symbol of status. How to deal with this case? Suppose girl is conducting some program for the poor kids. The boy is a very rich person and coming from a celebrity family and everything. Suppose if this boy and girl are okay, they want to marry each other, it is fine. If girl is conducting some program, actually, if she want boy and his family to come, whenever she is going to invite only, she should tell clearly what is the program and why she is conducting the program and everything. After that, her in-laws or the future in-law that she want to marry, the boy's parents, actually, if they do not agree, it's okay that they do not agree. You will tell, if they don't want to come, it's okay. And as long as you are contributing to the poor people with your own earned money, then nobody has an objection for that, actually. So if those your the future in-laws parents actually are your future in-laws, they don't want to help, actually it is fine. You don't force them to do, but they don't have a right to criticize you. Like if I'm a daughter-in-law, I will tell, actually, like my mother-in-law and father-in-law, that actually this is what I would like to do. I like to do, I am doing it, actually I was doing in the past, I am doing now, I will also do it in the future. and whatever I am spending, it is my own money. If I am taking your money, then I will definitely take your permission, and only if you like it, I'll do it. And there is a program, your son is coming. He is also 21-year-old. If you wish, you can come, otherwise you may not come. Actually, that is fine, atta mava garu. So that is what you will tell, that's all. Last point I've explained. Sir, second point, please. So, second point means emotional intelligence takes a better, help us to take better decision. Normally, why we don't take better decision is, I'm just thinking from my perspective. Sometimes we want to create a problem to the other people. Sometimes I know it is wrong, but I don't have a self control. That is why we take wrong decision. But if I have emotional intelligence, I have a self control on me. Because where is there, we have discussed as a part of emotional intelligence, we will have empathy, that is we understand other people from their perspective, and here we have an intention to spread happy to the other people. Because of all this, we will make better decisions in the life that we would have compared to the decision that we would have made without emotional intelligence. So Mamata, is the answer clear to your case study? One is asking second point, another maybe third point, then ask another fourth point actually. Okay, so third point. So what is this third point actually? If you are listen to our class actually, our life is full of uncertainties. Suppose I'm working in an organization, now I am having a dream that, for example, in next 3 years I should be in this position, 5 years in this positions and all, every plan is made. But again, I may get a call from my office that said from tomorrow morning you no need to come to the office because of so reason. That is unexpected thing. I have a suppose a partner with whom I decided to share my life, continue to live with that her actually, and have the kids honeymoon. Sorry, first honeymoon, then kids, home and where to stay. Everything is planned actually, but suddenly that partner may come and say, Shri, I think that things are not going well with us actually. So why can't we reconsider our decision? We'll take some break. So that's uncertainty. So many common people, when they do like this actually, they go into a depression and everything. They feel, how can, why all these things are happening to me? But people with AI, they know that everything is uncertain. Today we are in relationship, only that is true. And today I'm working, that is true. What happens tomorrow, we don't know. Though we plan for the future, when something goes wrong, we are ready to change or adapt to the new situations. That is your third point, Shali. Being a civil servant, we must have a higher EI. Yes, you are right. Some people don't show through their expression but behave nothing happened when we try to talk to them. Some people don't show through their expression. Okay, let them not show. And behave nothing happened. Okay, when they try to talk. Yes, they may do that. Is it necessary to still or stay with the people who gives value only to status? That is, suppose if I have no other option, suppose I'm married to a girl actually, suppose I'm okay with her, but her parents is suppose that they don't good, but I have to live with them. Like though we are living in a different family, there is no other option, then we have to live. But if you have an option to get separate actually or leave actually, then you can also leave. That is a choice you have to make. But it is important that somebody is not giving value, it's okay. Why do I have to give value? I have my own value. I don't know whether you really understood, just because somebody is asking third, another is asking fourth, somebody is asking sixth actually. So, okay, but still I'll take it actually. Last point, sir, last second point about resilience actually. So, last second point, setbacks and defeats. It is same, no, it is very clear point that I've been talking about the attitude. As a person, in our, when we are, in our life, there are so many failures we will face, and these people with emotional intelligence, they know how to come back as early as possible. It is same resilience that we discussed under attitude. Sir, 6 points, sir. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these people actually with emotional intelligence, they will understand the employees from their perspective. They know their strength and weaknesses. So they know that what kind of job we should give it to Ramesh so that he likes to do this. What kind of job we should not give it to Shalini because that is uncomfortable to her. Wherever possible and feasible, they try to allocate the job according to their interest so that they know how to motivate them so that they will get the best output from these people. Focus on this image, please. Yes, Mahesh Jabin. Some students, they want to ask simply, but some people are really serious. They have a confusion. It's okay. My duty is that, and I'll do that. One by one, all points are discussed again. One of the student has said, and yeah, it's true, and it's fine. Okay, now it is again the same thing we just presented in a flow chart actually. So hope that many of them are already making the sense. And please, all the students, listen to it actually each point carefully. And it is almost actually we are highlighting same point in a different way. That's all actually, so that you have some content to write it. Listen to me. So if you have emotional intelligence, I have already discussed. We have a self control, so that we'll take a better decision. Normally we choose the job that matches with our liking actually. We choose the job that is emotionally rewarding. We choose the job that we like to do, and there is no stress. Normally, what is stress? You see that, suppose talking to a person for 1 hour, is it make us a stress or happy? When I speak to a person for 1 hour, imagine after the class, just casually I'm sitting with a person for 1 hour and I'm talking to that person. Do you think that it makes me happy or stress? Based on the topic and the circumstances, depends on the other party. Exactly, you are getting the point. So now suppose I'm talking to a person whom I like it, and the topic that we enjoy, then 1 hour, like, you are enjoying that actually, you get more energy after talking to that person. Same process is same. I am sitting, that person is sitting, but suppose somehow I don't want to talk, but because of some obligation I need to speak. Every word that person is telling somehow irritating actually, and then it lead to stress. See, job is same. Or sitting 3 hours in a movie theater and you enjoy. Suppose sitting 3 hours in a class, sometimes you feel actually boring, stressed actually. Only difference is in theater you are sitting 3 hours. Physical action is same, but sometimes we feel happy, sometimes we get stressed. It depends upon only factor whether I am liking it or not. And most of the times in office we get stressed, irritated, because we do the task that we don't like to do, or we want to do only to get salary. But people with AI, they know that actually they have to select the job that is emotionally rewarding. The process of doing the job itself should give the benefit. And these are the people will have empathy, so that means they understand the team members. They know what they like, what they don't like, how to motivate them, so that the teamwork, they will get the best out of the team. These are the people with emotional intelligence. They know how to influence. So how is social influence and persuasion, how to influence the team so that they will work for a particular task. So that's a leadership. And because of all this emotional intelligence, you are happy in the personal life, and you are achieving the success in the professional life actually. Success in the professional life and happy in the personal life, that lead to the personal well-being. Staff turnover, what is this staff turnover means? Suppose number of people who are joining the organization and number of people who are leaving the organization, the assessment of this is known as staff turnover. If more and more people are joining, more and more people are leaving. Suppose we have recruited 100 people, because of various reason 80 people left. We are recruiting another 80 people actually, another 70 people left, another 70 people we recruit another. So what is that? More staff turnover is it. Why it is happening? May one of the reason, maybe they are not happy with the job they are doing. But when that at the top level position, if people with emotional intelligence are there, we are know how to motivate them, we know how to get the best out of them. We are creating healthy work culture. So these are the people with emotional intelligence. They know the power of healthy work culture, so they create healthy work culture in the organization. And because of that, employees who are part of the organization want to remain in the organization for a longer time. So you no need to hire new people unless for an expansion. Whoever is there, they're already there. So it reduces the staff turnover. Now, which point you have a doubt? Go through this slide. Done? Shall we go ahead? Yes. Yes, thank you. Staff turnover again. See, staff turnover means the number of people who are joining the organization and number of people who are leaving the organization. Normally, the leaders who are in the top position, if they do not have the emotional intelligence, they're like sadist. They unnecessarily, like we know, Gayatri don't usually doesn't like these kind of jobs. They will give that jobs only. Normally, Himanshu want prefer actually waking up at late, come at 12 o'clock. Normally, in this office, the person can come at 12 o'clock and go 6 o'clock, it's fine. But these leaders will make you should be here at 9 o'clock and just to actually complete the work or something. Unnecessary restriction. They enjoy this bossism feeling. They enjoy that actually we are showing authority on them and all. And that is why those people who joined, they will go out of the organization. That is why what happened, we need to require them. Actually, we need to hire again. This is called increased staff turnover. Opposite is reduced staff turnover. If you are the people with higher emotional intelligence are there in higher position, they will allocate the task according to their wish. There will be a flexibility of the time if it is possible. They know how to motivate them, how to make them happy, so they create healthy work culture, so that they are not leaving the organization. And that is why there is no need to hire unless there is a further expansion of the projects. So some student has realized that she has poor EI. No problem. We all, so that is why we'll improve that. It's very good if we really realize that if we do have a poor, that's a right way. In fact, that's a right thing happened. Focus on now. Front of image and handwriting resembles the same. Okay, that's an important observation. So usually with respect to ego defensive attitude, no, we try to have certain mindset that increases our uh, importance. So normally my handwriting is not so good, so we like the people who do not have the good handwriting have this mindset that, see, intelligent people do not have good handwriting. Like we get jealousy, so get jealousy to see the people with good handwriting. No, so just generally for fun, we believe that actually intelligent people don't write much actually, so that's why they have a bad handwriting. So having that actually, so that they do not feel guilty that they have a bad handwriting. In some many people you observe, suppose if they have bad handwriting, they have the feeling that intelligent people don't need to have a good handwriting. So that's an example for ego defensive attitude. Okay. So why do many students and the youth give up on life and commit suicide? Is it due to the low AI? One of the main reason can be said actually EI, lack of EI, Shweta. But what is the problem? The society that we are creating is also such that we actually generally also we compare ourselves. For example, just hypothetically, if I'm earning 1 lakh per month, normally I have in if you are in India as a middle class person, suppose you are earning 1 lakh rupees per month, you have the best chances to happy with respect to salary. But so we just compare. Arey, my friend Venkatesh is earning 1.5 lakh rupees actually. I am earning only 1 lakh. In my graduation, he was actually getting less marks than me. So I want to work more. Okay, let's suppose I achieved 1.5 lakh rupees per year. Still, I may happy? No. You know that Pratap actually, he was again with my classmate. Now we went to America. There his salary is 5-6 lakh rupees per month. I am in this India earning only 1.5 lakh. So in this way, for every reason, we want to send our kids to international school, we want to give gift to wife, husband, that is everything make life complicated, and it creates so much of pressure we are not able to handle, and we opt for a suicide. But is it a wrong? Actually, definitely it is a wrong actually. Then how to change this, and why don't we school? Again, if we may not change society in general, we may, like, when we give birth to the next generation kids, actually we can tell them, for other people whoever is listen, we can try to redefine the life. Life is just very simple. All the things that is required to be happy is to have a 3 times of food and place to sleep. Everything else we do is the drama. And let us we do the drama in the way that we want to do it. Actually, that's all. Everybody else is doing the different kinds of drama. Life is a drama. For all us to be happy, we just need a three times a food and a place to sleep. Okay. If ethics is taught in the school education itself, it would create a more knowledge and emotional intelligence for the citizen. At least in high school, we need to teach them, and that is one of the solution to do this. Parents compare their children with other children, but they don't compare themselves with the Mukesh Ambani actually. So you mean to say they should compare with Mukesh Ambani? Or in any general comparison is actually bad. Then how to change this? Why don't school teach this? Why don't parents understand? It takes some time. There is definitely change compared to when we are in the high school actually, and today's high school. There is so much of change in the parents actually, and there are many parents who are who are educated, working actually. They're understanding that actually it is not necessary that my son should become IAS, IPS actually, or earn lakhs of rupees. We should allow them to be whatever their version. Some schools are also focusing on sports and cultural activities, but the change is very slow and it happens gradually with more and more ethical people like you. When they become parents, when they become teachers, when they become administrator, we can bring this change faster. Okay, Shweta ji, let's we go ahead. So once again summarizing, if there is any question that says that what is the emotional intelligence application in the administration or the governance, you have to use these key points to explain. Now, whatever in the governance also, administration also, what you are doing as a head of the organization, you will make sure that your subordinates are working well actually. So what are the different tasks that you have? You need to make sure that the targets are achieved. Awareness is given to the people. So you are making the better policies. You are doing the implementation of the policies. In simple, all your works revolves around this: making the policies, implementation of the policies, giving awareness to the people actually, and achieving the targets. So all that requires a good decision. Now you need to compare what is with the different example. Person with AI, what kind of decision they will make. Person who do not have AI, what kind of decisions they will make. And the person with AI will have a better communication skill. How this communication will help us to increase awareness when the person with AI and when the person do not have AI. Again, teamwork. So how to get the best out of the employees, leadership position, helping the achieving to target. All these are relevant even in the governance also. You have to just create new example how the emotional intelligence will help in the better decision making, better communication skill, teamwork, and the leadership abilities. If you have and if you do not have. With respect to leadership, I would like to quote one example. It was a year 1979 where India was preparing to launch SLV 3. SLV 3. If you remember, in the science, if you have studied, there is SLV, ASLV, PSLV, GSLV, so many things will come. SLV is one of the first stages in the launching vehicles, is satellite launching vehicle, SLV. So 1979. So there are many scientists have worked in the year 1979 to launch SLV 3, and the project director of this is, any idea who was the project director for this program? The one person who is actually respected by almost actually all the people, and he is none other than APJ Abdul Kalam. So APJ Abdul Kalam. So he was the project in charge. So just the few seconds before this launching, they usually countdown start T minus 3 seconds, T minus 2 seconds, T minus 1 second, and they're just about to launch. The computer told, actually the device that they're using told, no, you should not launch it. And the reason it said is there is some fuel leakage, so we should not launch actually SLV 3. Now the project director APJ Abdul Kalam, he has to take the decision. He discussed with the expert, and the experts told that actually, sir, it is saying that there's some fuel leakage is there, but even little fuel leakage is there, no problem. We have a sufficient fuel, and we can go ahead with our decision. Now here is Abdul Kalam. Computer is saying no, and the expert saying yes, and he has to take the final decision, and he has taken the decision to launch SLV 3. But because of the fuel leakage and other issues, this SLV 3, instead of reaching the orbit that we want, it fell in the Bay of Bengal. So it was a failure. Now Abdul Kalam worried too much actually because we spent crores of rupees. Many subordinates, many people have worked for this project from years. Now media will ask hundreds of questions. How to deal with that? Now, at that time, the chairman of ISRO. Do you know in 1979 who was the chairman of ISRO? Yes, D. Dhawan. Not Shikhar Dhawan, but Satish Dhawan. Who was the chairman of ISRO at that time? So he has understood the situation. Normally, so Abdul Kalam was actually worried about how to face the media. Satish Dhawan will come actually. Tell Abdul Kalam, don't worry, you keep quiet. The Satish Dhawan will go to the media, answer all the questions of the media. He receives the criticism from them actually and tell that, see, when we are in the initial stages, these failures are common. But I'm very strong about my team actually. I know how to do actually. They will achieve the success as early as possible. And in the initial stages, failure will happen. Many media will ask the question, how did you spend so much of crores of rupees, that this everything? He has taken the responsibility and answered all the questions. Now, normally what happens from Abdul Kalam and his team perspective, the leader actually has taken the responsibility. That increases their obligation. They have to work well. So they worked as a team in 1980. In the next year, they were able to, they tried and achieved the success actually. Now, normally in the first, when there is a failure, what happened? Satish Dhawan and went to actually spoke to the reporters. And now actually Satish Dhawan tell Abdul Kalam, you go and talk to the media actually. So he will go and talk. Now you see the here the leadership of Satish Dhawan is important. When there is a failure, he took the responsibility. He led the team by say standing in the front. And when there is a success, he appreciated the team and he has given credit to the team members actually. This is one quality of a leadership that person with emotional intelligence will have it. So if you type APJ Abdul Kalam 1979 in YouTube or Satish Dhawan and 1979 in YouTube actually or Google, you will get this example. Try to add this example so that you can do further value additions to this. Okay, hope this is clear to you and we are going ahead. So like this, okay, now what you need to do once you know AI, you have to add few codes actually. You need to develop some codes actually. And again, if you know what is this codes, Brainy codes. There is a website called as Brainy codes where there are many codes are there. And these are the codes which are directly, indirectly available in the Brainy codes. Now see this statement. Daniel Goleman, the author of a book known as Emotional Intelligence and a famous psychologist, he says that if your emotional abilities are not in your hand, if you don't have self-awareness, if you do not able to manage your distressing emotions, if you can't have empathy and effective relationship. In simple, he is telling that if you do not have EI, it is just the different components of this. Then no matter how smart you are, smart is refers to IQ and you are not going to get very far. It means that even though you are a very intelligent person, but if you do not have emotional intelligence, you cannot reach higher levels in the organization. So according to Daniel Goleman, if you want to reach the top position and be in the top position, you need EI. Now Mahendra Singh Dhoni is not only known for his batting style or his wicket keeping, he's known for his emotional intelligence, he's known for his leadership. You observe in any speech where he won the team, actually, if you observe his speeches, actually, it's all credit to the team members. Actually, he'll talk a lot about his team members and he'll say, in the next match, the past match is over, whether success or failure. We'll focus on the present match in the stands. Whatever the victory of the past game should not give us overconfidence, or the failure should not create extra burden. Past match is past. Just because we lost two matches, it doesn't should create a pressure for the third match. It is a new match. We will start with the fresh. That is the mindset for emotional intelligence. Should I read the emotional book Intelligence to improve? No. Just whatever you have attended in our class, improve and continue to attend our class. That's us, Neha. But of course, if your curiosity, you can do. But if you just apply simply from whatever we are discussing from day one till the day 15, then you are not only becoming ethical person, you are emotionally intelligent person also. And if you just follow all the qualities, at least from the time civil service values, integrity till today, all these are not required only for a civil servant, for every human being, including me and you. So these are just the quotes which are taken from the briny quotes. You should of course understand, like this you can also collect so many quotes. 80% of the success in the workplace is due to EQ, while 20% is due to the IQ. Now hope you are aware of it. EI is the quality, emotional intelligence. The measure of EI is the EQ. How much you have self awareness, how much you are able to manage yourself, how much you have understand about the society, and how do well you are able to manage the relationship. Based on that, certain questions are asked, and based on your answer and the some experiments, your EQ is counted. And according to Daly and Goldman, your success depends on your EQ. The highest form of intelligence is EI. Your EI is your superpower. It can make you a better leader, better parent, and better friend. So it says that in both personal life and the professional life, this quality is important. These quotes are available. Go through some of these quotes and see is it making any sense to you. EA is not about being overly emotional. See, it is not about being sensitive. You just sensitive to every issue. Something wrong happened, you cry, sad. No, it is not too much emotions, or not. It is not about not having any emotions at all. It is about being aware of actually and managing your emotions in a productive way, in the best possible way. It is the key to both personal and professional life. It is a skill that can be developed and can be improved with the practice and self-reflection. So it can be developed actually and can be improved with following all the four steps: self awareness, self management, social awareness, and the relationship management. Okay, friends. Now, any doubt before we go ahead? Ask one doubt and we'll take a break. And okay, so this is just try to recall them. So, it is a time for break. So, it's a break time. So we have understood what is emotional intelligence, but what kind of case study are the questions may come, how to approach that, we will understand after the break. So we'll meet at around 8:15 and continue our journey. And if there are any doubt, I will continue after the break. So, hi friends, so welcome to you all after a short break. So, the last slide, I think this is the last slide that you are referring to. Gayatri, which particular slide you want, or did you get the slide that you want? What type of questions from AI? Deep, that is what we are going to discuss now. Yes, friends, did you all back from the Dow break? Emotional intelligence slide. All the slides are related to emotional intelligence only. So, is the like so codes are there actually before utilities are there. Every code is related to AI only. So tell me which particular slide you want. The last slide of AI, do you need it? Any one word in that slide or something you can mention. Or if can see the slide numbers, like this is 23, 24, 25, 26, you can mention the slide number. Yes, friends, those who have joined, any other doubts, issues, or concerns before we go ahead with the questions? Case study related to the emotional intelligence. Thank you, Sneha. So I'm a freelancer faculty. Usually I associated with other institutions also, including our Byju's. So I will stay. Okay, so here, Sneha. Emotional intelligence is not about being overly emotional. That slide you want, okay. Ah, yes. So this is a slide I left actually. So hope you got it. You can take the photo of this, and we will be sharing with annotation actually these slides to you. Okay, friends, then if there are no doubts, we are going ahead with this topic. Yes, friends. Now listen to me this question very carefully, and because you have to answer based on this. Let me start the case study, which is asked by the UPSC in the previous year, and let's we see which topic it is related to and everything. Listen to me. You are heading the rescue operations in an area affected by severe natural calamity. Thousands of people are rendered homeless, deprived of food, drinking water, and other basic amenities. The rescue work has been disrupted by the heavy rainfall and damage to supply routes. The local people are filled with anger against the delayed, limited rescue operations. Now, I try to understand here. So, who am I here? I am the head of the rescue operations. So, I am the head of the rescue operations. There's a natural calamity that has happened, and thousands of people do not have access to proper food, water, and sanitation. And because of the infrastructure, like roadways are all damaged, you are not able to reach many people, and there are lakhs of people who are stuck in the different parts. But local people actually they got angry because there is a limited rescue operation is happening. Delay is happening. So we are waiting from last 2 3 days. Nobody is coming to help. Somebody is giving the food packets. There are six people. Only three food packets are there. So they got irritated. When your team reaches the affected area, the people there interrupt and even assault some team members. When some of your team reaches to help them, they got so angry for delayed, limited. Actually, they started throwing stones at actually, and they started attacking the members. Hope this slide is clear to you because we may not come back to this slide again. So now we are going to the next slide. I want you to understand the next slide on your own. Those who want, please take the photo of this slide if you want for a future reference. Now, 30 seconds. Next slide, I'm going there. You have to read the second slide on your own, understand, and create 250-word answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then go. So please read this and understand the demand of the question actually. So understand what is the expectation from the question actually. Then plan for introduction. Then think of your response. Then think of the qualities. And if you see any conclusion that you can write, actually think about that. So now I'm opening the comments for public. Once you have understood, then please actually mention the other mention the in the comment section your answer. Ah, Vanshika, I was saying the same thing. Okay, I'll go. Let other people have a look at this, and then I'll go back to previous slide also. Yes, Vamshika. Vanshika. Yes, others please. At least 5 to 6 people have to answer. Yeah, but take your own time, and only then we'll proceed. At least these three are must. Once you have posted your answer, please have a look at others' opinion also. Yes, thank you. So, last 30 seconds. Okay, friends, listen to me. Just post whatever you have. Suppose you are still writing or something, just post that. And then listen to my explanation. And any doubts related to this will be discussed now. So, good. So most of you have covered some points, but let's you focus on the points that you may not be covered. Okay, listen to me, friends. So first we need to write introduction. What is the situation here? I am the head of the team and we are trying to rescue the people, but they are got angry because for the delayed limited rescue operation one of our team member is severely injured and because of that our team members are telling, sir, if they don't want to take the help from us, why we have to make actually help them? Sir, please, we'll plead you, there is threat to our life, please come back, come, we'll go back. Now here as a higher authority, at one side our team members are not ready to continue, or another side common people are not ready to cooperate. How do I respond? So this is all about managing the emotions. Actually, see, somebody is angry and you have to calm down, that's an emotional intelligence. You are trying to do something but somebody is offering you money to do, actually not to do the good work, or stopping you from doing the good work by favoring the money, or false complaint and all, then it is integrity. Somebody is telling you that you should appoint actually somebody, some of his relative or some of them to a particular post, then you can use the word importance of impartiality. Some poor people are in need of help, then use the word important value that is required is compassion. So in this way, in the when you are writing the introduction, of course the important quality that is required to face the situation is EI, emotional intelligence. How do you write in the introduction? The above situation is a test of my emotional intelligence in the role of the head of the rescue operations. Emotional intelligence is the ability of a person to understand one's own emotion and emotions of other people and responding to a situation appropriately. This we have discussed earlier, so we are putting that this is called as introduction value that is required to face a situation. And then you will write the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholder? Myself as the head of the rescue operation, the thousands of people actually who are deprived of the food and drinking water, my team members. Third is my team members, and one of the team member who is severely injured. One of the team member who is severely injured. These are the stakeholders. So myself as the head of the rescue operation, my team members, thousands of people who are actually deprived of the food and water, and one team member who is severely injured. These are the four stakeholders. So this is introduction. You have to write the value and the stakeholders. Clear? After writing the introduction, you have to write what is the response. When you are writing the response, can write in the two ways. Like first I will do this, second I will do this, third I will do this. Actually, everything can be done. Otherwise, you can also divide your answer into two parts. There are two stakeholders are there. One is the local people and another is the team members. You can tell how do you deal with the team members, how do you deal with the local people also. Now see this. You can divide the response into two parts. So there first, how do you deal with the local people? See, now they are angry. They don't know what is happening in the other side of the story. That is why one of the best response first is to ask for the apology. Ask sorry. We are very sorry that there is a delayed limited rescue operations are happened. Some people will get convinced. Then many people get angry because they don't have food and water. You might will assume that suppose you don't have food and water. Now till 12 o'clock, if you don't eat food, you get so much of angry. Suppose your parents are not providing you food till that time, you get angry. Imagine if they are deprived of food from last 2 3 days. That is why they might be much more angry. You talk to some leaders in the local people and tell, if you don't want to be get help from us, okay, that's fine. You want to attack on us, you attack us, but please eat the food now. So give the food to them, make sure that first they will have food and water. Then identify the leaders in that. Again, speak to the leaders actually. Explain about our efforts, what are the good things that we are doing, and also explain if you do not cooperate how it leads to the further delay. And with respect to the team member, see, there is one person who is severely injured. When you are writing the response, make sure that you talk about that person. We should give the first aid and then appropriate medical treatment to the person who is severely injured. And that means when we go, people are attacking, means the protection we don't know, whatever we have is sufficient. Well, this discussion is happening before our team reaches. Normally when all the team coming rescue, they got angry, you talk to the leaders, at the same time you call to the higher authorities and make sure that an extra protection comes. We should not stop the operation, we should continue and save them in spite of their resistance, and motivate them, tell them about the importance of public services. And it is, in fact, this case study was based on the real incident. It is said that in the year 2014, when there was a floods in Kashmir, some of the local people got so angry with our disaster rescue force that they're ready to even stop the some of the response team. But in spite of that, we tried to save actually every individual. We tried to save actually every possible individual that can be saved. So you talk about the importance of public services. There are people, yes, actually, it is you have come to help the people, but you have faced some problem, actually, health issue and everything, but you will get justice. But it is not the right time actually to get angry on them, revenge them, or asking for justice with the government and all. We need to do our work actually and lead from the front actually so that they will join, get an extra force, talk to the leaders actually, explain their efforts and everything, then lead from the front and things go well. By using these key points, you have to create 10 marks worth answer. The total is 20 marks. The case study means 20 marks. The first half is 10 marks and the qualities is 10 marks. Just look at this response and observe. Yes, nice case study shows the application of AI. Okay. So hope you have understood. Non-cooperation delay means what? Okay, that's a good question. So you will explain to the local people that if you do not cooperate now for us, it will lead to further delay. You need to cooperate so that we can rescue. If you do not cooperate, will your problem will be solved? You are afraid of food, water. Now we will give you. But what about tomorrow? But there is a rehabilitation center established. Please come. We will take you there. If you do not cooperate, your life will become severe danger. Again, further delay it because if once you are, you saved, we can save other people. Like you, there may be other 1,000 people who are waiting. Don't further delay this, actually, our process of helping the people. Please come to us and go to the rehabilitation center. That's what you are telling them. Sir, why local people go, apologies, sir? See, here, local, what is our response actually? Okay, hope you are understanding, Anshum. What we are discussing, it is our response. We are actually how to respond to the local people. I am the head of the rescue operation. We go and ask apology to them. Why? Because for a delayed, limited rescue operation. I get stuck in how to write in organized manner. What should be written first? Sanad, order of thoughts. You have to write the same order, no Sneha. What is doubt in that? First write introduction and then write response. Divide into two paragraphs. Write what? How do you deal with local people? Then do write actually. How do you write with the team members? What is the problem in the order? What is conclusion? We are yet to complete the second part. This is only the first part, Chituri. See, there are two parts to this. They are asking what would be your response. Second one, examine the qualities of a public servant that will be required to manage the situation. Second part is still there. Okay, now second part. See, now when second part also you have to write 10 marks worth answer. When you are writing the second, actually try to identify five qualities. Okay, that is required to face the situation. For each quality, you should write what is that quality and why this quality is required to face in this situation. What is this quality and why that is required to face this in this situation. Okay, so for example, I have chosen empathy and ability to take the quick and firm decision, persuasion, fortitude, and the leadership. Now, what is empathy? So now how do you write the qualities? First, you will write empathy. Ability of a person to understand the other people from their perspective is known as empathy. Normally, from the perspective of rescue operators, it looks very abnormal because common people are not cooperating for us. We are trying to help them, but they are not cooperating. It may looks abnormal, but if we can able to imagine ourselves in the position of the people who are the victims of this calamity, then it looks very natural for them to get anger. Normally, when I think, actually it appears, "Arey, we are come to help you, but why are you angry on us?" But if you know from there, if you can understand the situation from the side of victim, then you feel that it's natural for them to get angry because they don't know what's happening in the other side. But what they know is actually from last 2 3 days they're stuck in a particular area. They do not know sanitation facility, no drinking water, no food. Then definitely they will get anger. That you will write in two sentences. Persuasion is an art of changing the attitude and behavior of the people. Here I need to persuade local people to participate in the cooperate for this process. At the same time, I need to persuade my team members to do continue the duty. So in this way, what is quick and firm decision and why this is important? Fortitude means ability to maintain the calm and confidence even in the difficult situations. Even in the difficult situations. Now here, this is a difficult situation, a tough situation. But some people, what they do, they only get too much excited, they get irritated and all. But you have to be very calm and confident to face this situation, and that's called fortitude. And then define your own definition of leadership and what kind of leadership is required. You have to think on your own. It's not about knowing the answer, no. So intentionally, some gaps are there. Try to find two sentence for this, two sentence for this, and two sentence for this, and try to create answer. And in this way, as a head of the rescue operation, I should not only known for my intelligent quotient IQ, I also should have EQ. And in fact, when we deal with the people who are the victims of disaster management, the role of EQ is much more superior than the IQ. That's how you write the conclusion. You compare with the IQ actually and EQ. Tazin says, sir, in conclusion, can we write this? This is a mistake I learned during that incident, and I will try to correct myself and assure the same thing that doesn't happen in the future. What is the mistake that you learned actually, Tazin? Like here, as a head of the rescue operation, what mistake that he has done or she has done? Decisiveness means actually in this context, taking the quick and firm decisions, the ability to take the right decisions quickly as well as strong decision is known as decisiveness in this context. Not to delay. See, 1 minute, Taisin. Here, in fact, it was not delayed intentionally because there is an infrastructure damage that is happened and there are 1,000 people stuck actually. It is not an intentional delay. If it is intentional delay, we should worry. Now, their question is very clear actually. The rescue work has been disrupted by the heavy rainfall and damage to the supply routes. So it is delayed. No, that is an external factor that is not in our control. If you want to go to some 50 kilometers, proper road should be there. And because of natural disaster, there is a damage to the routes actually. So that's why we did not go. So it is not a mistake. But people don't know, that's all. Okay. So that's why conclusion can be IQ and EQ comparison. Or normally you can also write. In generally, people can manage the situation, but during the crisis situation, how do we manage actually the situation that reflects our emotional intelligence? So that's why the role of emotional intelligence is very important in dealing with humans. Okay, so any doubt about this question before we go ahead? Overall, this question. Okay, so if no doubt, persuasion. We have already discussed persuasion in attitude, man. You should know what is persuasion and whom you have to persuade. Think on this one actually. Chitturi Sai Krishna. Fourth point. It is clearly given. Now, what is fortitude? Ability to maintain the calmness and confidence in the difficult situation is fortitude. How to deal with the media if media criticizes it? By sharing the facts, telling them why there was a delay. That's all. So if media questions you how to deal, that's a question. How to deal by just sharing the facts. Whatever happened, we'll share. Why there is a delay, we'll explain. Persuasion is taking care of others. Sai Krishna ji, were you present actually in our attitude class? Please refer to the persuasion in attitude, then you will understand what is persuasion. If not, please attend that class, then I will tell you. No problem actually. What are the answer of what and why in quality, sir? Anshu, are you there in the class actually? So I am telling for all the five qualities that you have written, you should explain what is that quality and why that quality is required in this situation. I told you, like for example, empathy. Empathy is an ability of a person to understand the other people from their perspective. That is what is empathy. Then you should tell why empathy is required in this situation. If you listen to every sentence, we are explaining. If you ask some question which is not there or beyond that or something, it's okay. If you just repetition, I'm just to understand. Of course, I will do that. It's my duty. I will do that. Um, but make sure you listen to it every word. In some people don't understand the situation. So what we'll do, we'll make them understand. We'll explain them in the way that they understand. Talk to the leaders. Sneha says, sir, what is the conclusion? I will tell again. Okay. What is the conclusion? So I have told this as a conclusion, Sneham. So as a head of the rescue operation, in order to deal these kinds of situation, along with my smartness, it is my emotional intelligence which have plays a very important role actually, or in fact emotional quotient plays a very important role compared to the IQ, that is intelligent quotient, in order to deal with this situation. This can be the one of the possible conclusion. You can also try for a better conclusion if you have anything. Chitturi Sai Krishna Garu. Okay, Sai Krishna, listen. Here, persuasion is the qualities that is required to face the situation. Yes, persuasion is an ability to change the attitude and minds of the other people. So it is the art of changing the attitude and behavior of other people. In the above case, I need to persuade. I need to persuade common people so that they will start cooperating. That's why I need to. Now they don't want to cooperate. I need to change their behavior so that they will start cooperating. I need to persuade my team members. They are telling, sir, we'll go back. I need to persuade so that they are motivated and start join our actually duty. And that is what persuasion is required. Conclusion to include present our IQ and EQ. What is that, Anshu? Normally in a public services it is considered that people should have IQ. If we have intelligence we can deal with the situation. Like you know what, in order to have a disaster management, like which area we should go, what are the rescue that we should handle, what we should do first actually, and we have learned the theory of disaster management and will apply. That is why many people consider in order to deal with this disaster you should be intelligent person. So that's why we are telling intelligence is important, but only intelligence will not help to solve the operations. We request emotional intelligence to deal with the human beings. That's why we are highlighting. Okay. Now let us go to the next question. And there is a question in front of you. Once again, the okay. Before I take this, I'll just answer the other question and then I'll come back to this. If politician criticize and people began to stone us, then what we should do? See, politicians are criticizing and people are stoning us. For people to stone us actually, we have to protect ourselves actually. We have a responsibility to protect our life actually. And if we feel that there is danger, first we should call for an extra force, and once we get a sufficient protection, only then we move ahead to save them. If one politician, one group are criticizing, there will be other group actually who are there to make calm down the people actually. So we should talk to the politicians. Say any politician also want to do the public service, there is any miscommunication, we'll try to resolve them and tell them why there is a delay so that we can solve the problem. Okay, now please look at this question and see actually once again the the chart is open to the public. You have to write actually 5 marks answer for the first part and 5 marks answer for the second. Now you no need to write complete answer. Come up with some innovative solutions to deal with actually or discuss the negative consequences of anger, what happens because of anger, and some steps to deal with the anger. Come up with your own processes, some points that you feel relevant. I am here, observing your comments. You can go ahead. Good. Once you have given your points, please observe others' answers also. Give your own, some solution that you have tried and it worked for you. Some steps to deal with the anger when you are giving that. What in real life actually works? When you get anger, what do you do? Shweta, stay alone and think. When she get anger, suppose if there are so many people are there and she get angry, okay, I'll go back. So I'll stay alone and I'll think why I do get anger. Okay, let me see any other doubts. We can also quote an eye for an eye makes the world blind. Yes, we are. We need to take patience. Where it is? Oh, somewhere oh, here. Okay, come take patience. Come down, drink water, and take others' work as interested. Drink water and take others' work as interested. Is our responsibility. Though meditation helps, but we have to remind each and every moment that it's our responsibility to control our emotions. Okay. I drink more water to calm myself and listen to music. Be calm. Spend time with oneself and use the smiley ball to go to sleep. Oh, use smiley ball and go to sleep. Okay. 5 deep breaths. Okay. When Raghav actually, what do you do when suppose he got angry? Why do you do? Okay, no. Deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. He will do that. Then strike the cause. If opposition party is angry, don't engage. Let him the event out at this. Okay. Starting meditation with Hanuman Chalisa. Now Prashant actually, what when you get anger, what will you do actually? So Prashant again when he got a why? Om Namah Shivaya or Hanuman Chalisa, whatever that he will do, suddenly go for meditation. Read religious books. Oh, at the time of getting anger, if you are not able to deal, then you may consult the expert. Okay. Mhm. Count number in reverse. So imagine when you get angry and 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay. So that you do. Okay, friends. Super. Yeah. So what can be the introduction for this question? Now, as you said, actually, just can somebody mention what can be the introduction? Anshu has some unique answer to control angry. What is that, Anshu? Unique answer to control the angry. Shallow says, don't talk. Talking is my job. Okay, so that's you're talking for angry. Oh, sit calm and talk. Okay. Define the anger and the circumstances which might drive the anger actually. Everyone have unique answer and also funny. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, friends. Now please listen to me. I have heard all of you actually, and now we will listen to you. Now please listen to me. Don't talk is solutions to the anger of me. Okay, when you are angry, you don't talk to the people. Okay, so when we ask question and if you are not answering, we'll assume that you are angry and that's why you are not answering. Okay. Sir, the above question is to test my EI and the way how to deal with that. Okay. So normally, the above question is a test of what we will write if for a case study. This is an example for a 10 marks question. Then generally we'll write it. So think of introduction first. Anger leads to the crisis of conscience and the feel of guilt. Quotation regarding anger. Okay, friends. You can start with this quotation of Aristotle, as rightly suggested by the many people. Like anybody can become angry, that is easy, but to get angry with the right person in the right time, in the right way, for the right purpose, at the right degree, that is not an easy. So this can be your actually introduction way, no, about from the Aristotle, or you can just write a simple introduction. Anger is just one letter less than danger, and negative consequences of anger on our thoughts and behavior leads to lifestyle diseases. That is one of the answer actually. Okay, so after writing the quote of Aristotle, or the anger is just one letter less than danger, that is actually you have to write the answer into two parts. One is what are the negative consequences of anger on our thoughts and behavior. You need to write that inside our body what is happening because of the thoughts, and outside our body what is happening. That is behavior outside, thoughts is happening inside. And what are the steps that normally can be taken? So if it is 10 marks question, 5 marks answer you have to write. At least 5 sentences you have to write. Now, see, this is a slide that we'll be sharing with you. This is a slide that we'll be sharing with you. So, you no need to write down, make sure that you understand. See, normally when we are angry, inside what is happening, we are not thinking logically. We are not ready to accept our mistake. We are, do not look at from the other people perspective. We lose forgiveness and we develop revenge. All these are happening with respect to the thoughts. Whenever you get angry, normally you observe inside this is happening. Even our mistake, we don't want to accept our mistake. We just want to see other mistake. They're trying to tell their story, but we are not listening to their story. Even here, if you see the local people who are filled with anger, they want to tell actually the team members are telling their story, but they don't want to listen. You just don't come actually near us. We throw the stones, and we lose forgiveness and we develop a revenge. So how it is reflected in the behavior? We use some very bad language actually. You might have observed yourself. Normally, you look like a very, very calm and composed person like Sri Rama. But moment you get angry, you may become Kamsa, you may become Ravana, or you may reflect the other characters like Duryodhana. So we destroy the material. You got angry, and suppose you have a phone and you break that phone. And if you are talking to this and you break this device, so, and harsh decision we take. Sometimes actually either slapping them, attacking on them, or we hurt ourselves also. And later we regret, yes, I shouldn't have done this actually. This is what happening. And this is anger that may lead to many times divorce, a conflicts between husband and wife, many other conflicts, the conflicts between two religion, between two races, between two castes, and interstate water dispute, border dispute. Normally all this will have a logical solution, but when you are very emotional, when you are angry, you are not finding the logical solution, but you just want to create a you know create a division between the people. And finally, when these things are continue, we lose the confidence and also go for a depression. These are the some consequences that you can write it. What is the purpose of being angry? There is no intentional purpose. It happens naturally in a common being. Normally, of course, when we get angry or something, we may be trying to defend ourselves. In generally, we want to protect ourselves. We do not. May get irritated by other people. Why do we get anger? There are solution. What is the purpose? That is, if I consciously getting angry, then there may be some purpose. What are our expectation of being angry? Then one who is angry only we should know. Sometimes what is that? For example, I will listen. It is an offline class, and this Sneha and actually Anshu and Himanshu. So Sneha, Anshu, Himanshu, these three people are talking actually. Now, like first I indirectly told, just hypothetically told, see, generally in a talk, in a class, because there are 50 plus people are there, we need to make sure that we should not disturb others. Then I continued with my class, but still they are talking. Now they should not take this class lightly. They should know that actually this is disturbing others actually. Then I am expressing anger actually, knowing that what is the purpose of this. Then I may say indirectly, see, generally when we come to the class, we should also have a responsibility. It is not that we may do whatever we like to do, but it should not disturb the third person. Initially, first we'll tell calm, but even after that they continue. We may increase the tone. That's all. In fact, inside there is no anger actually, but you are expressing that angry so that these three people will understand that they are disturbing and they will calm down. That is one purpose of anger. Now, with respect to the adrenaline hormone, actually, Thaysin says, see, what is that happens? There is one hormone in our body that is called adrenaline hormone, actually, that is also called as fight or flight hormone. In some intense situation, this hormone releases. What, for example, now imagine I am an animal who is walking in a jungle, and suddenly there is another animal come to attack on me. Now, as an animal, I have two options. One, I have to fight with the another animal, or I have to flight. I should escape from this situation. And that's why this hormone is called as fight or flight hormone. But either I want to fight with this animal or escape from that animal, what I need energy is required. If energy required means ATP molecule should release, adenosine triphosphate molecules. If ATP molecule should release means actually glucose should break down. If glucose should break down means actually my rate of respiration should increase. So that's why will increase the rate of respiration. So oxygen is going, ATP molecules are releasing, and energy is released actually. Normally, what happens when energy is released, you should use it. So that is so much actually. Sometimes we just slap in that intention. Sometimes people may die, or we break that everything because that hormone is released, energy is released. In that intense reaction, also we get anger. Hello, hello, video is stuck. For others, I think it is fine. Only Aishwarya, for you, the video stuck. Please check your internet connectivity. Okay, thank you, friends. Let's we go ahead. So these are the consequences of anger. Now, what are the steps to deal with the anger? So first one is self-awareness. We should know the triggers actually. So that means if I want to over deal with this anger, I should have my self-awareness. What are the issues that trigger? See, in India, yeah, you observe generally, people fight for who is the great cricketer. There was an incident where actually one person said Virat Kohli is great. Another person actually said Rohit Sharma is great. They both fight together, get angry so much, they killed each other or they hurt each other so brutally. People may fight actually whether Chiranjeevi is great or Balakrishna is great in Telugu states actually. People fight whether Rahul Gandhi will win or PM will win or BJP great, Congress great. So we can have a different opinion. Okay, like some people say BJP is great, some people say Congress is fine. It is okay to believe that Kohli is great, Rohit Sharma is great, but why are you fighting each other? Suppose if I do not like, if somebody criticizes Virat Kohli, I do not like it. When some of my one of my friends started telling, see, I can tell, see, man, I know you like Rohit Sharma, I like Virat Kohli. Let us keep our opinion actually. Why to argue and prove that? So I should know the factors that triggers my anger. Suppose if I know that, suppose if I don't have a breakfast and go to the office, I may get anger. So make sure that you have a proper breakfast and then go and learn the techniques to calm down. Normally, many of you rightly said that we should start counting the numbers actually, or go away from this area. But if you created something that create my anger, as long as I'm focusing on you, my anger is further increasing. So for the moment, we are distracting mind to something else. So what do? We focus on we focus on counting the numbers, or actually try to go away from this area. All this we are doing, we are trying to distract the mind and focus on the problem, not on the people. As I said, if somebody is coming very late to the office, don't get anger on them. Talk to that person why there is a delay, and see if there is any practical solutions to them. That's why Mahatma Gandhi ji rightly said, hate the sin but not the sinner. And suppose if I get angry every time, irritated, break the mobile phone, started scolding and harsh speeches, everything, what is understand and predict the consequences? If every time I lose the employment opportunities, I lose an opportunities to enter into the top position. In cricket, when you play for 90 overs many times in a test match, for 100 overs in a one day match, 50-50 plays, actually, there are maybe other teammates intentionally sludge you. They try to create irritated situation. You also go, imagine you are an international player and somehow you got angry and you slapped the other person, almost your career is gone. Many times even just appealing too much for an umpire, or only many times fines are imposed. Actually, imagine reaching that international career takes so much of effort, but one day you just got irritated and suppose you slapped that person or something. Oh, what is the consequences? You are an IAS officer, suppose some common person irritated, or a farmer comes for help but he is not listening and you slap the farmer, somebody video recorded, it is so much of damage on your career. It is very difficult to get back the good name. And whenever you feel that actually you are unable to control even after initial effort, then seek the professional help. There is nothing wrong with that actually. To seek the professional help, you can always do that. Yes, friends. So this is about emotional intelligence. Any doubts before we go ahead? Okay. Now actually, because already 9:10, we have 20 minutes actually. If we, it is rather than starting a completely new chapter, let's we have a small revision of what are the two chapters, so that Monday fresh we'll start the new chapter, that is ethics in governance. By the time you have any doubts, you can ask. I'll also be keep revising for the next 20 minutes from the chapter 1 till here, whatever we have discussed in the syllabus. There are three chapters. I will start that actually. From that actually, if you have any doubt actually, you can answer. If you can question actually if you have any doubt. But in India, if you want to go to psychiatrist, they say you are mad. They say no. Let them say, Shweta. When suppose if our body is not cooperating for us, what to do? Like, I want to study something but I'm getting headache, that means my body is not cooperating. Suppose I want to again attend the classes but actually I'm having fever, what do? We go to the doctor. In the same way, when we want to focus on something and our mind is not cooperating, or suppose that love, you are in a love relationship, there is breakup or something, then you can try on your own to come out of this one day, 2 day, but after many days also you're still in that feeling. Or we lose some family members and we are not able to forget them. In all these cases, it is advisable to seek professional help, go to the counselor. It is not at all wrong. Who is the new teacher for economics? I don't know, my opinion. Not talking can be the solution as it versus the solution. Can I write it actually? See, not talking is actually mm, will not always work. When you get angry, sometimes imagine you are in a public place. There are many people are getting irritated to you. You got angry, but you don't talk. No, you have to sometimes continue to talk actually, or take appropriate action. It depends on the situation. Sometimes not talking is the best solution, but not always. Imagine you are an IAS officer, you went to some place actually where you are giving the voter awareness program. The local people in that particular area, the voting percentage is very less actually. Somebody intentionally creating triggers and making unnecessary disturbances, you got angry. But you should not, then you got angry, but you should not stop talking there. Call concerned actually securities and make sure that, see, these people are disturbing, please tell them that they should not talk or appropriate, that send them out if they are not interested, something, but you should continue to speak. So every time not talking is not a solution. Sir, why ethics and morality are same? Because they are same. Why they should not be same, man? Because the origin actually they are coming from the same same meaning. Just to, for you to tell, if you go into the etymology of the ethics and morality, So 1 minute, I'll just go to this ethics, that whether Latin actually or this, Greek, I'll be keep confusing. So I note down that. So the word ethics has come from the Greek word ethos, while the word morals has come from the Latin word moralis. The word ethics means character or the custom. The word moralis means actually manners or the custom. You can see that even their origin actually, they are come from a different origins actually. One is from a Greek and another is from a Latin, but their meanings is almost same. That is why they're same. But when because in the like at the time of origin it was same, but in the process of evolution we use them as a synonymous. That is the because they are same. But whenever we want to differentiate actually, we say morals are the concept of right and wrong according to an individual, while the concept of right and wrong that is coming from the external source, we call it as actually ethics. Sir, I asked about the work life and personal life problems and how to deal with family issues in this case of heavy work burden. Okay, so Sai Krishna wants to know, sir, I talked about the work life and the personal life problems, how to deal with the family issues in that. First of all, see, I have heavy work burden is there. I at the same time I need to give family time also. Now it what to do again, it depends upon so many further so it further detailed issues. For example, why if I really want to spend time with my family members or there is need of me in my family and all, I can reduce the work of burden. Normally 8 hours we are doing too much actually. If it is what might happen, I may get less salary or something. Now is it okay to get less salary so that I'll focus on more time on my family, or 8 hours I'll go, while before going there, after coming there, or in the weekends, whenever I will give time to my family members. It depends upon what work you are doing. Is it okay to decrease your burden? What are the possibility of decreasing the load of that? And whether you are able to enjoy it or not, do you have any employment opportunities or not, and why you want to give to time to your family, what kind of time you want to give it to your family members, what they're expecting. So without knowing any of this, I cannot answer. It depends on all these factors, Mr. Chitturi Sai Krishna. Okay, sir, answer writing is not yet evaluated and sent back. Noted, Shweta. Will inform to the concerned people. One important thing, sir, when you teach, sir, not realize when the time is spent, sir. Okay, so you do not realize the time that it went, then it is super. Why is ethics and morality same? Rashida, hope you got the answer. Yes, sir. Writing is not yet evaluated. Okay, understood. Now let's we come back to that few more. Focus here for some more time so that we'll recall few things. Okay, hope you got this clarity on ethics and morality. I'll be taking some points by the time from the day one till today. It is the right time. You have 15 minutes actually to ask some interesting question that was not asked actually earlier, or something very curious or interesting question. Sir, my answers are all, okay. Yes, Himanshu. We'll tell the concerned team. Sir, at the time of angry, it will convert into conflict, but instead of control ourselves. Yes, Rashida, you are right. Okay, do you think that we need to legalize prostitution in India? Let's we take this question. Is it appropriate to legalize the prostitution in India? So let me take some of your answer. I want you to think about it and tell. Raghav says no. Chitturi says absolute no. Raghav says never. Sneha says, sir, I am not able to revise all the PPT now. Now I fear whether I will be able to remember what you told or not. So don't worry, you revise it actually. Okay, we have one person to differ with the other people. Prashik says, yes, sir, it is legal, but if they are doing by their own choice, then it is okay, according to Prashik. So again, I'm opening to public so that others you can also listen, observe what others are saying. Yes, they are humans as well, so they need to have legal rights, according to Mahima. Madhur says, with restrictions, it can be done. Yes, but my concern of partner and family, by concern. What is this concern? That means you tell your family and then go to the services. Consent you are talking about, Akula. Either like I am going to become prostitute or I am going to take the service of prostitutes. Will tell. Legally, it is good for some people. Yes, few more opinion. Some the logical decision of why actually is right, why it should be legalized or why it should not be legalized. Last few minutes. Sir, I do not make notes actually, but I can replay the lecture recording to make the notes or not. I not make the notes, but I can replay the lecture recording to make the notes or not. It is advisable to make the notes. If you already made the notes, it's fine. Otherwise, it is advisable to make the notes. Issues are plenty: workers harassment, STDs, disease, decency, impacts of marriage. Actually, I think people willfully do, but forcefully and organized will be wrong. Absolutely no. Instead of legalizing the prostitution, government should take steps in such a way that everyone should know that is self-awareness and should be trustworthy and loyal to his or her future spouse. Then it will be have a clear conscience also. Okay, now I'll give some analysis actually. After that, you have to take your own stand. There is no, of course, exact stand actually on this. Now, what is prostitution? Can somebody tell me those when we discuss about it is appropriate to legalize? Can somebody also try to define what is prostitution? What is your understanding of the word prostitution? Okay, you can read the others definitions also. Prostitution is extramarital affair. So if somebody is not married, then they can do it. Then it is not prostitution, right, Chitturi? It is a sex-related work, oldest occupation. Okay, friends. Now listen to me. Good. Now, for some time, please listen to me. Then I will take any extra opinion that you have as we have few more minutes. First thing, what is prostitution? Normally, as many of you rightly said, one simple definition is actually using the sex to earn the money. Okay, or providing the sexual services in order to get the money is one definition of prostitution. If we just go a bit deeper into that, it is a consensual. So it is a consensual. Okay, so that means consent is important. A physical relationship between the two adults. Okay, second criteria, and in which so it is a consensual physical relationship between the two adults in which one of the party is entering into this relation to get something other than the pleasure. So that means first both of them should have a consent. If those people who are entering, if any one of them do not have a consent, it's called sexual harassment. So it is not a prostitution. So both of them have a consent. And both of them should be adults. If any one of them is less than 18-year-old, then it is again called as an harassment actually. So there is a punishable offense. And if both are getting to enter into a relation for pleasure, that's not a play, prostitution. Among these two, one person, either male or female, entering into this actually to get something other than the pleasure, that may be earning the money or sometimes job opportunities or any other things actually. This is where the question of prostitution or the sex work will come into the picture. Now the question is whether it is already legal in India or not. See, there are, first of all, the prostitution in India per se is not illegal. It is not illegal. So that, but only some activity like, organized prostitution is only illegal. That means running a brothel, or, for example, you are promoting the sexual activity, you are trying to attract the customers actually, all these are considered to be wrong. You are trying to attract customers, you are running advertisements actually about this institution, you are having 3 4 people as a, sex workers, and you are organizing as a mediations and everything, so that they will come and use some places for a sexual activity. All these activities are wrong. So if some physical relationship between the two people, even with the exchange of money, that happens in their own private places or with their own consent, it is not considered to be illegal as of now in the Indian context. Now the next question will come, we need to do even that organized prostitution also legal or not? Now there are lakhs of people in India, they are acting as a sex workers. There are sex workers are there. Now, what present, there are lakhs of people in India are actually they are acting as sex workers. What is happening now? Because it is happening illegally, there are some red light areas are there, though where the sexual activities are happening, but they are not legal areas. It is just that if any complaints come, police may go and take the action. Otherwise, they ignore that issues, but they're not legally recognized prostitution centers or something. So because of the existing system in India, there are many women. First thing, the people who are working as a prostitutes or the sex workers are there, they are exploited. They are exploited by customers. So many times what happens is customers go and take the service of these sex workers, and suppose some people have this so cruelty, sadism, they put cigarette butts on her body or something, and she feel bad, as sometimes they are not ready to use contraceptive methods like condoms. And this, when this sex worker wants to go and complain, and first police will ask, who are you, why you were went there, and many times, and because the law is not so clear, they are afraid to go and complain to the police station. And sometimes these sex workers are getting exploited by the pimps or the middlemen. So whatever the money they get, actually most of the times 70 to 80% of the money may be kept by the middleman, while 20 to 30% is given to the actual sex worker, because they have to manage police, lawyer, and everything, and all the other things. So that is how they are getting exploited. Sometimes they will also get exploited from the police. When the law is clear about anything, they will become the protectors. When the law is not clear, some of the time these people, police also may exploit the sex workers. Now, with the existing system, because of the lack of clarity or the awareness about it, sometimes customers are also face exploitation. Because again, sometimes this customer go to get the sex work in a particular place, but their wallet may be taken, the money that they are having may be taken, some ornaments they may be taken away from those people. There are 4 5 other people they will forcefully take. Now this person, normally if anywhere else happen, you can go and complain to the police station. But now if you go to the police station, you have to give entire description about where you went, why you went, everything. And because of the social stigma attached, many customers don't want to go and complain. And now, because of this existing structure, there are many people who are less than 18 years are also working. Anyhow, it is happening illegally, this organized prostitution happening. There many are then less than 18 years also. As the regular medical checkup and may not happen, there are many people who are already there. They are maybe having the STDs, that is sexually transmitted diseases like syphilis, gonorrhea, and they are spreading to the another people. Suppose imagine a male, some lorry driver or anybody, a male who went to the sex worker and somehow got this syphilis, gonorrhea, or other HIV. This person may go and have a relation with his wife also, and he is spreading to that actually. So in this way, from this population of one section, it is also spreading to the other people. Now with the same existing structure, the woman who has come to this industry at the age of around 18 or less than that, now suppose now she is 35 or more than that, usually her demand in this industry will come down. Suppose she doesn't know about much other skill, or she may not have other opportunities, and the social stigma is attached, she is not ready to mingle with other part of society, but she know about this industry, maybe like how to bring customers, how to manage police, lawyers and everything. She may bring other three people from some village, maybe with the promise of job or something, manipulate them, cheat them, bring them and record their videos or something. Then they may continue to they keep them so that they will earn the money or something. She may continue to be as a middleman. So there are so many problems that is been happening now. Suppose if we legalize, what will happen? If anything to be legalized, actually, first there will be rules and regulations will be prescribed actually, who are allowed to do, who are not allowed to do, what are the do's and don'ts, what is appropriate behavior of the client, what are the appropriate behavior of the service provider, everything will be defined. And if any, like normally, suppose now hotel is a regulatory industry. When you go to a hotel, if server is not actually good, or suppose food is not good, we can complain. Or if suppose if food is not good, you cannot slap the actually server or something. Suppose if you slap the server, the server can go and complain. In the same way, suppose if regulated all the laws are there, then if sex workers suppose facing exploitation from the customer, this person can be male or female, the sex worker, like we'll assume female, she can go and complain in the police station because it is clearly legalized. Now pimps are the middlemen are getting so much of money because law is not clear. If it is organized, actually, they may be still there, but they will get a 10 to 20% remaining money will go to her. Now, police, if anything, law is not clear, maybe exploiters, but if law is very clear, they will become protectors. And in the same way, if customers are actually, if because it is clearly legalized, if anything, the problem they face, they can also complain. And because learn, for example, in order to drive vehicles, if 18 years should be compulsory, if we find anybody who is less than 18 driving, we can take appropriate action on that person, so that we'll make sure that only who are more than 18 are there. We can conduct a regular medical checkup to them, we can give counseling to these people who are under this, so make sure that STDs they do not have and they are not spreading. We can also collect taxes from these people who are earning more than 5 lakh rupees like any other body, and we can train them, give the provide to skills to them, so that after 35 they may do the other jobs. These are all the positive benefits of legalizing. But the biggest question will come, if all these positives are there, why can't we do that? In India, marriage as an institution is considered to be a sacred institution, actually, Pavitravada Bandha. So in this, 99% of Indians marry. If 90% of the people are marrying, then who need this service at all? And the impact of the sacred institution will be affected because of this. If you are not married, in generally 1% people may be there, and they want to follow this brahmacharya and other concept. And those who may marry, is it okay to like it is considered to be cheating if you can have a relation with before or after marriage? It is definitely against the loyalty and breaking the promise. So it affects the system of marriage. That is why many politicians and many people even do not openly discuss. But with the existing system, these are the problems are happening, this is the advantages that can happen, but this is a problem that is created. So this is open discussion on this. You can develop, you have to develop your own opinion on the legalizing the organized prostitution. That is our analysis. Now, so there is no conclusion, you have to get your own solution. We'll take any doubts or we'll go ahead. Is adultery legal? See, what is adultery here? Having extramarital affair. Suppose we'll assume that husband is having an affair with another person other than his wife also. Now, is it a criminal offense? No, it is not a criminal offense. Okay, so that is it is not a criminal offense. He will not be punished for that. But why my wife? Suppose I am having affair with another person, then I will not be arrested for having the affair, but my wife can take divorce from me. That can be the reason to take separate from me if she wished to separate. So it is considered as a civil case, not a criminal case. Sir, when I listen to you, I feel that I'm in a college. Ethics class is very interesting and fun. Sir, you're teaching it actually. Thank you, Gayatri. Red streets are legal. No, they're not legal actually. They're not illegal also. Like for example, if any issue, like somebody say their daughter is missing, police will go and check actually. And if they found their daughter, will bring her back actually. And things will continue to happen because they can cause severe diseases without actually, of course, being tested. But if appropriate measures can be taken, it can be reduced. Unmarried, divorced, lonely people, or even some youngsters. If you are youngster, actually, lonely youngster, that whether you marry in the future are not important, and unmarried people are less than 1%, and divorced also maybe very less people. In generally 2 to 3% of people only in India as of now take the marriage. And if you legalize for everybody, and the impact on marriage system is actually some one area of concern. No, Rashida. Okay, Raghav got it. Shalu, no idea. Why it is called as a red light area? There is some actually some logic is there. Some earlier some military people used to come to go to that area, and if there is any some emergencies there, they have to go back actually, and or something I have read actually some long backstory. Something I'm not exactly sure about it. I will learn and will update you actually. You will get the Shweta. So most of the faculties are leaving. What about us? You will get better faculties actually. There's always be a better things. Of course, our institution makes sure that they will find the best possible replacement. Shweta, I usually take ethics and essay classes. Divided people also marriage. Yeah, even the divorced people they may marry again. Yes, Rashida, you're right. But our large population is below 18, then how only 1% are unmarried? That means they will marry. No, it doesn't mean that what is in generally now there may be less than 18 Sneha. It that but will they will marry. But among the people who are remain continue to remain as a bachelor and going to marry, from their comparison, it is 99%, 1%. Okay. Danger zone. What is the danger zone, Raghav? It is sad that It is sad that they are treated as a rare species in our country. I wish people can be empathetic and take the right measures. Yes, Mahima, you are right. Without legalizing prostitution, can we make measures not to exploit them and provide employment? That is very difficult, Sai Krishna. And providing alternative employment, like then it is a choice of that person whether she has to do or he has to do alternative employment or this work. That is what they say. No, only ethics and essay will take, no other subject, Shweta. Normally, of course, in the UPSC like competitive examination, we can't do justice to too many subjects. Is legalization of prostitution harm the people? Now, Vanshika actually asking this question. No, I have discussed everything. Now, you tell me whether it harms the people or not. Yes, class is over. No, Shweta. I'm happy with these two subjects. Okay, friends. So these are Sneha. Why it is called as red light area? We'll tell you on Monday. Oh, Shalu. No, I cannot tell that. I'll not be telling that. In interview in Telugu, she is telling openly because she get more money. Okay, but we are not happy with the. Okay, okay, understood, Shweta. We clearly know about it. But in what is condition in India? As I told, in India, the organized prostitution is illegal. It is considered to be per se. Sex work itself is not illegal actually. So, but it is an like activities associated with the prostitution is illegal. That, as I said, advertising. You are attracting the workers, or you are running a brothel. These are all illegal. Why government is not banning this? Because lakhs of people are using the service. That means it is needed to the people. That's why. Yes, Shalu, for your answer, for your question, answer is yes. Is second marriage legal? In some communities it is legal. For example, in Islam community it is illegal, but in the Hindu community it is illegal. They are the personal laws based on the religion or the how it is being followed earlier. So for Hindu it is wrong to marry the another person when the first spouse is alive. Now, this is a general discussion, Prashik, on this issue, the ethical issues around this actually, but you should be aware of it. What type of question they will ask, that is related to the person who tests the ask the question. So you soon UCC may come. Yes, till that come, we have a different laws for different religion. Yes, first. These are all the class for today. Hope that today's class was beneficial for you. If you have any doubts, issues, or concerns, you can ask on Monday. Please revise everything, the first two chapters, and come back with the new memories actually, or with all the possible things that you can remember. And we'll start with a new topic on Monday. And if you have any doubts, we'll discuss on Monday. So thank you for your cooperation.